Welcome back here on the Tip of the Hat stream.
Welcome back. We're going to get that title down. So we had fun during the After Dark section. And so thanks for... There are a lot of people that stayed with us during the After Dark, and we had a lot of fun with it, I think. But now we have real stuff. We're getting ready. Well, you can see him right here. The man. People have been asking, where the hell is Sal?
Well, I've got a lot of obligations here in Chicago, actually. It turns out, you know, bringing the girlfriend plus staying with my aunt and uncle here in town means that there's a lot to do. So
Cool, man. Staying busy.
yeah.
But we're just so happy that we have
I'm glad you found the time for us, Sal.
everyone here. Yeah. So we're actually extraneous now because we're going to have Mr. Sal Amancer and we're going to have a sideshow casting this Australian thing. So we just wanted to say thanks, and we're going to be back tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to be there for the EU versus NA show matches at least. That's going to be at like midday, but between now and then, probably try and get some sleep, you know, want to be on tip-top form.
Yeah, especially if the Europeans were to have any chance after yesterday's Highlander.
Could have nightmares now, man.
So Sal, so guys, here's another thing. Make sure that you give Sal love, especially when this is done in 3-4 hours, because this is the only day he's with us, and he's a little sick too. But he has to take off. He's not going to be here tomorrow, so keep that in mind. Give him the credit while he's here.
He is a sick broadcaster.
That's about all I had to say. I'm going to come up to the camera and just cut a few of these. But
They didn't tell me what's going on here. I just know that he's going to have scissors and Pokemon cards. So I'm excited. But thank you guys for tuning into the Tip of the Hat stream. Of course, you are here watching us entertain you, and hopefully we are collecting a few donations. It looks like we've just about doubled the amount since I saw yesterday, which is pretty fantastic. It's hard to get the focus on these. What are they?
The light is like... Oh, yeah.
Okay, okay. I think I see a bird on one.
They're not Pokemon cards. You're a phony. You're a phony. Not even in focus.
Here they go.
you're not in focus.
Pokemon. Gotta cut him out.
There they go. This is
Choking on my hair.
this is tragic.
Well, that's us. Good luck, Sal.
Well, thank you very much. I'm excited now. So, coming up next, we've got a little bit more serious of a time. I think we're going to have a sideshow casting some Oz Fortress 6v6. Is that right?
That's right, Sal.
Mr. Slynn maybe joining me here on the couch for a little while. Oz Fortress 6v6, I'm going to enjoy that show quite a lot. It's been a while since I've seen any Oz Fortress. You know, in fact, I think the last time I saw them was Team Immunity up at I-49. Was it I-49 that they came and just completely blew past everybody's expectations? They are very, very fantastic players. So
Yeah.
I'm happy.
And that team, I think they disbanded, but a lot of the team, like the players from that team, actually stuck around, and they're actually still in the top teams in
yeah.
Australia. So
Awesome.
dominating.
Sweet. So we're going to get to see some of that tonight, hopefully, or today, depending on what time zone you're in. It's, of course, just about 4 in the morning here right now, so hopefully we get started on that pretty soon. Somebody's going to be, you know, planting the bug in my ear and whispering as soon as they are ready to go. Meanwhile, of course, check out tipofthehats.org/donate, I think it is. Please take a look at the prizes we have. I think we've got a timed raffle coming up for you guys over the next 4 hours. So the entire Oz Fortress show match event, we're going to have... is there a minimum donation for that, or is
$5.
It's $5. You get to be in the timed raffle for a bunch of TF2 items, kill streak stuff, Bill's hats. There's a lot of good stuff coming your way that you're very likely to get.
Yeah. So make sure you donate in the next 4 hours or so. At least $5. You get an in for that kind of stuff, and it's all be raffled away. It'll be great.
And then, of course, if you're keeping track, all of your cumulative donations over the entire Tip of the Hats stream event. If you keep your Steam ID attached to that, of course, a cumulative $20 will get you that pin, right? The little jaunty pin that everybody is going to be sporting so proudly on your servers. And of course, there is the regular raffles you also get and the incentives. I'm still I'm still kind of pumping the Euro server a little bit for the 6v6 NA
You
versus
are?
EU later. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that somebody donates. Where are we standing on that right now, out of curiosity?
I'm not quite sure. I believe North America's in the lead, actually. But you might
Oh,
need to-
no.
yeah, but that is a donation incentive. You could vote to put the server in North America or in Europe, and
I'm actually
Keep
hoping
your
we
team
get it
in
in
edge.
Europe, just because we had the Highlander server in North America yesterday. So, you know, if you guys have, if you're debating which incentive you want to see put on that stream,
yeah, this is the Europeans' time to shine too,
it
because
really
it's.
is.
I mean, not many North Americans are awake at 4 o'clock in the morning, so all the Europeans now should be.
Having your coffee or your tea, your crumpets, your whatever you have over there in Europe land. Sounds like we're going to be cutting off to a quick
Yeah,
screen.
I'll
and
read a
get
couple
everything set
donations
up.
while we're waiting. Gentle Cabbage says he donates $30 and says everyone should get a chance to go to camp as a kid. It's more valuable than anything school has to offer, in my opinion. But thank you so much for doing this once again. So I really appreciate it, Gentle Cabbage. Another $20 from Anonymous. And $30 from Anonymous says, going to camp is a fun part of growing up, and cancer shouldn't be able to take that away from these kids. I love what you guys are doing. Keep up the good work. All right. So production's telling us that we're going to bring the stream down for a second. We're just going to go to commercial, and then we'll come back with the full stream for you guys, the 6v6 Oz Fortress show match. Come back.
No, it's not Sideshow. He is currently missing. No, I'm your token Australian for the evening. Foslam. Hello. Yeah, that's a questionable call to make, but if Brodogs and Kenneth decided to give me that honor, I'll gladly take it. Name? FOZZLM. Yeah, it's fine, Foz. That's perfectly alright.
Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Tipofthehats.org here. We are we're starting up some Oz Fortress 6v6. If you guys like your competitive TF2, you like to see some great players playing, we've got the show for you. This is Sal. I'm joined in the studio by Mr. Slyn from Twitch TV, and we have Foslam on the line here as well from Australia, calling us all the way from down under.
Yeah, hey guys, it's absolutely such an honor to be involved with like such an amazing event.
Yeah, and it's great to have as many casters here as possible, actually. Sal's been casting for a long time, Foslam, you as well, right? So this should be quite a good time. We have it's an exhibition match for you guys, and some of the top teams in Australia, from Oz Fortress, really. It includes New Zealand and other places. So it's that whole group coming together and giving you guys a show.
Yeah, we're very proud to have Oz Fortress here. So I think Foslam, and then is Sideshow calling in to give us cast as well?
Yeah, he was supposed to be my co-caster tonight, but he is currently missing in action.
Uh-oh.
So
Well,
Yeah,
we'll do what we
bit of a-
can to fill in for him if we have to, but hopefully Sideshow will appear for us and give us that beautiful casting that we deserve. So, real quick, we want to pump up the donations once again. Remember that you're $20 total over the whole event. If you have your Steam ID put in, you will get that pin. Also, we are starting up a timed raffle right now, so if you donate at least 5, you're automatically going to be included in that timed raffle for a bunch of TF2 items. But anyway, welcome to the stream. OzFortress 66 time. Fazlum, what can you tell us about the teams that we're looking at right now?
Yeah, no worries. So on red we have Pump and Dump, and they actually finished second place in L14, and probably the viewers will recognize at least 2 names on their roster tonight, which of course are Aporia and Yuki, famed for their, I guess, being leaders in IM.
Yeah.
And
I think I
along with that,
recognize the
there's-
name Nat as well, actually. I've heard about that guy.
Yeah, and that's really good roamer there for Gossip Girls on blue. Gossip Girl, okay, so I'll just quickly go over the teams. Pump and Dump, they're obviously like the ex-IM player team, I guess you could call them. They've sort of been in AL in one form or another for the past 3 seasons, where I believe it's been like a loss-win-loss. But
So they're good.
They're definitely good. Gossip Girls is sort of a reform of the team that finished 4th this season, and actually I believe we're about to go live here. I should probably cut this pretty short as we go to our first mid-fight.
All right, I'm excited, guys. We're going to watch Yule, I guess, on the way out to this mid. No, I think you're going to be our play-by-play man. It's going to be all you until Sideshow shows up, or until you know. I'm happy to cast with you as well.
Fantastic to hear. So on this first mid, nothing really eventful happened. Just both roamers have taken the high ground. Render dropped right in the air, and Yuki cleans up. That's the first frag of this mid fight, and things are actually not looking good for Gossip Girl. Faith does manage to pick up a frag on the roamer of Joe, so actually a pretty even fight. But actually, no, Arnold's on about 2 HP here. He needs to escape, and yeah, a bit of a interesting mid there. It looked like it was pretty even for the most part, but just right at the end there, Pump and Dump cleaned it up.
Yeah, all right. So that looks like this map, CP Process, we're going to have our red team. That's going to be your ex-IM players, Pump and Dump, ready to push into last fairly soon, aren't they?
Yeah, well, even Ubers, so Arnold was very lucky to make it out of his life here and should make defending last definitely a bit easier, but actually looks like Gossip Girls are getting quite defensive here on second, not really wanting to let Pump and Dump take any space, and they force them all the way back to the health pack on Process mid.
Well, exciting times. That does mean, of course, we're going to have this this series of spam lanes going on here between the second and the midpoint.
It is, and we also have none other than Yuki up on Sniper, looking to hopefully break this stalemate as he makes his way into Sewer, hoping to find a good shot.
All right. I keep hearing things through my ear from the production booth, but I'm not entirely sure what they're talking about. So, Sniper, interesting choice here. Do you think he's going to get any picks off of this?
I mean, given how it's Yuki, and I think it's fair to say he's probably one of the most dominant players in Australian TF2 history, I honestly wouldn't be surprised at all if he managed to hit ahead. Gets a body shot onto Yule, but yeah, nothing coming from it. A bit disappointing. So it looks like we're in for just this long stalemate game. Actually, as we said, it's Aporia jumped really far in, and Uber's off. They pick up Render, but still haven't forced Arnold's Uber yet. So this isn't looking all bad for Gossip Girls. As Arnold finally uses, they pick up Aporia, and now it's down to them to try to get some more frags with this Uber.
I just want to point out, it looks like Josh Parr has donated $20. Good luck to the Aussie lads. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. So here we are, Gossip Girls trying to make their way into mid here, but the fight's kind of looking slightly in favor of Pump and Dump here, as they just try to, it's just a medic and demo moving on left, and here we go. Yuki finally hitting a frag on Dilly, but gets taken out by the Scattergun of Faithless. Aporia finds another one. Aporia cleans up that frag, and Render cleans up Jersh here. So actually a really even fight. The next frag's probably going to decide this. And actually, Smorglet picks up Render, so I would say Pump and Dump have won this fight here, and you see Gossip Girls backing all the way out to their second point.
Yeah, Gossip Girl's having a tough time here. Man, I love those festive weapons they've got going on. Anyway, of course, if you're just tuning in and you don't quite know what we're doing, this ain't a pub. This is some competitive stuff between some of the best players in Australia and New Zealand, that whole area of the world right now. Uber coming in from Cubby and Smoglet, actually, Ubering the Scout in just to get him up there and in their faces.
Yeah, definitely, but they won't have to find any frags, and the counter Uber comes up from Gossip Girls. But as I said, Aporia, Jersh, and Yuki just clean up on 3 frags. and find Render as well. Things are looking disastrous for Gossip Girls in that post-Uber, and it's just Medic and Demo alive on last hit. This should probably be first round from Pump and Dump as they clean up Yule, and surely Arnold will go down hit 2. Here they go, Pump and Dump taking the first capture, first round, as I should say, of CP Process over Gossip Girls.
Yeah, that was actually a really good round from Pump and Dump, just playing really tight together, and good teamwork from that team, actually just like focus firing people down. It was really impressive.
Yeah, definitely. Pump and Dump probably have some of the more experienced players on their side, so that definitely showcased it in the post-Uber fight. But as we see here, Nat and Yule quite dominating this mid-fight as the rest of Pump and Dump finally arrive. Again, nothing but firm trading as Aporia jumps off and takes a lot of high ground on Krates, but has to back out to help his medic, who was getting chased down by Render. Not much able to come from it, but Aporia and Zaka pick up Nat and Yule, so again, Pump and Dump looking quite favorable in this mid-fight here.
Just to throw a few more donations out there while I can, we've got Bennett DiGiovanni donating 24 from a Canadian in Ireland for med school. I really appreciate the work you guys are doing. Thanks for giving me the ability to take a study break and be able to contribute to this great cause. Cheers.
Yeah, and we see there just Pump and Dump cleaning up on all those frags and managing to pick up Arnold at the end of the fight. So we've got Cubby here on a full Uber charge, waiting for respawners before they should hopefully easily be able to take the second point here.
Yeah, that's really key. The red team Pump and Dump should have this full Uber advantage coming into second point here. They're just regrouping on middle. And you see Yule just setting up a trap above IT, but I think the push is going to come through choke. So looks like Yuki's trying to peek that there and see if it's clear and maybe lead his team through that way. Meanwhile, Arnold's trying to build up an Uber, and he's actually getting quite close to it, 60%. So maybe 15 seconds or so he'll get it, but here comes Pump and Dump.
Yeah, Poro jumping in really aggressively, just making room for his whole team to just take that Yacht Air a second. And actually, that one jump from Aporia enough to push all of Gossip Girls back into their last point. Obviously not willing to risk another poor Uber fight. As actually the Uber does come in here from Pump and Dump quite early. Not able to find any frags as Arnold pops off his counter Uber. They managed to find Jersh, but he actually ends up trading for Dilly, but Render finds 2 crucial frags onto the scouts of Pump and Dump here. So really successful last hold there from Gossip Girls.
Yeah, really nice defense. Looks like both teams keeping their medic alive here, so looks like Gossip Girls pushing their way out of last. Nicely done.
Yeah, really solid hold. Maybe a bit of a questionable Uber from Pump and Dump, going in very early, but Smogler managing to catch out Nat, and actually looks like Pump and Dump might be able to collapse here on the players of Gossip Girls if they're cautious, but no, Dilly manages to find the frag onto Smogler, as Render also finds another one onto Yuki. So once again, the 2 scouts of Pump and Dump going down quite early in these fights as Gossip Girls start making their way onto mid-hit, forcing Pump and Dump out.
Yeah, it looked like our red team got bottled up in there. They are going to come back in. Was that an Uber? I think it was. So we've got 2 teams popped. You don't typically see a team popping the Uber with 2 men down, but that is exactly what Pump and Dump decided to go for. It looks like they're going to lose their med for it, though. So maybe not the wisest of choices. That was very, very aggressive.
Yeah, and Josh, unlucky there. Missed a jump onto Arnold, and another frag. Arnold just managing to survive there on 11 HP through the quite aggressive sacks there from Pump and Dump. So, but yeah, really an odd choice to Uber there on that mid from Pump and Dump, and you see obviously going super in favor of Gossip Girls.
Yeah,
but as they push into second, they will have to watch out for a hiding Yuki.
Yeah, he's hiding there by the choke, trying to get an Uber force maybe from Arnold as he comes through. Looks like both teams are going to settle back and build up the Ubers. But Pump and Dump, actually, you can see their DM is actually really good because even though they lost that fight, they actually took quite a few members down from Gossip Girl.
Yeah, they started with a 2-man disadvantage, and they still managed to get quite a few kills, which is tough when you are surrounded, 6 versus 4. Of course, they did lose their med, and it's so important to keep those medics alive. They are the ones who give you that invulnerability after they've built it up. Here goes, the invulnerability actually just leaving, and Aporia will walk in, killing the med after they're done.
Yeah, a bit of a disconnected Uber there from the team from Arnold. He ended up being caught in lobby as his team was sort of all scattered over second, and as you see, Pump and Dump managing to clean up, but actually Faithless finds a crucial frag at the end of that fight, picking up the medic of Cubby. So bit of a shining light in a otherwise dark situation now.
Yeah, that does mean that it's going to slow down the push here from Pump and Dump, and it also means that the medics are going to get kind of reset. They're both going to have the Uber about the same time. No major advantage for either team, so we may see things slow down unless some big kills come in from either team.
Yeah, Arnold's actually somehow manages to gain himself a 30% advantage here, so maybe Cubby just had a slightly longer respawn. It'll be interesting to know if they've actually have worked that out, or if they're sort of confident that Ubers are equal. So that could be a pretty big thing to take into consideration going into this next fight here, as they do actually look like they want to use this Uber very aggressively as Nat jumps in, leading space to the rest of his room, and Apori is the first casualty here.
Yeah, big crits Krieg. The crits itself only got 1 kill, but Faithless is able to pick up another one there, and they're actually all over the point, picking up more kills here for Gossip Girl, and the red team looking in trouble. Pump and Dump pulling back to last. Cubby stayed alive. That's going to be key. He's got to get Uber here, 90%. Very close to getting it. If he can get it in time here to defend last, that'll be really important for him. But here comes the blue team Gossip Girl coming in, trying to create that frag, trying to get that Uber force now that Cubby has the Uber. He's faked the Uber. Actually, he's got it now, so it looks like the team's backing off. They're on Crits Krieg, and with Crits Krieg, it's going to be tough to fight that Uber.
Yeah, it's going to be an invulnerable red team, and so, you know, the Crits Krieg, of course, gives you that, triple damage or whatever it is from every shot, but 000 is still 0 when you're coming up against an invincible guy.
Yeah, definitely. Cubby, really good juke set to just stay alive and get that Uber charge out. And Arnold, once again, managing to survive on such little health as the aggressive sacks from Pump and Dump come in, as Nat and Smoggle end up trading frags. So again, even players, even Ubers, we might see another stalemate here.
Yeah. Might. While we're doing the stalemate, I'm going to shout out a couple of donations here. We just had Peter Novak, San donate $20. Never been close to someone with cancer or someone who overcame it, but what you guys are doing for kids surely makes them smile.
That's pretty awesome. Looks like the it should be Uber versus Crits Krieg here, so the team with Uber should just be pushing right on in, but you can see that Gossip Girl is hanging so far back on middle. They know that Pump and Dump want to push with this Uber, and that's why they're hanging so far back. They're going to try to get in force and maybe come back in with a late Crits Krieg on the point, but you can see that Pump and Dump are trying to find a way around that. They're pushing IT, but here comes a soldier in from behind. That's Nat picking up the kill, trading himself with Jersh, as the Ubers are traded back on middle. Crits Krieg still being saved up here by Arnold, and you gotta keep your eyes on the Demoman Yule because he wants to come back in with this Crits Krieg as the red team is capping the point. And here it comes now. Crits Krieg at the choke. Soldier bombs in to try and keep them locked out. And a lot of damage coming actually. Yule goes straight down. A lot of trades going in here. It's hard to see who's coming out on top. Looks like blue team kind of holding on to this, but Yuki will finish off this cap, and here comes Pump and Dump back into middle.
Yeah, a bit of an unsuccessful crits of from Gossip Girls. They weren't really able to just connect from the frags, and here we go, Pump and Dump just forcing them all the way back into their second point, just showing how aggressive they want to be. And here we go. It actually looks like they might want to peter right into second, but is that Jersh getting really low there? It gets a bit aggressive, but Smoggle actually finds a crucial frag onto Render, so this might actually be a cue from Pump and Dump to be more aggressive. And here we go. We've got Apori jumping in, finding a frag on Yule, but Yule, previous to that, managed to get a nice stick trap onto Yuki, so this fight could potentially still go either way, as Ubers are relatively even here.
Oh man, Pump and Dump though, picking up the frags, and they've got that Uber, so Gossip Girl's in a really bad spot right here. They're just bleeding players out one at a time, and they're still on Crits Krieg, so they're going to have a really tough time here defending last point because there's 6 players over Pumping Up. They got the 4th point capped, and here they come now, pushing their way through lobby, trying to make their way into last. Faithless on heavy on the last point, but I don't know what he can do against this Uber here because it's coming right in on top of their combo. Render's going to go down, Arnold as well, and it is looking bad here for Gossip Girl. Pumping Up looking to pick up a second round as they basically wipe up all the members from Gossip Girls. And that is going to be another round there for Pump and Up. 2-0 is the score.
That was a closer round for sure. It looked like at some points we might have actually had the Gossip Girls taking it. But sad to say, they are crumbled just a little bit there in the middle of the round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a little difficulty. There we go. 2-0 is the score for Pump and Dump, the red team, as the Demos men are back here on mid, trading stickers with each other. And let's see if these soldiers can open up this middle as... we look for, it looks like, oh my gosh, and that tried to sneak into IT and gets picked off right away. And here comes the red team swarming in on towards the point. Smoglet trying to make space for his team. He's onto the Demoman Yule. He's in a lot of trouble here, dancing around. Can he stay out? No, he's going to go down. more frags going the way of Pump and Dump, and looks like Gossip Girls are trying to retreat out through the choke, keep their medic alive in time for last.
Yeah, definitely. It was a bit of a shame from Gossip Girls. They got so much damage onto Aporia really early on in that fight, and if they actually managed to find that frag, that mid definitely could have gone in a very different direction, even though they lost Nat fairly early on in the fight. But once again, we actually see Yuki up on Sniper to once again try to just break the stalemate as he makes his way across the midpoint here.
Yeah, and it looks like Yuki realizes the situation is a even Uber situation, so he's going to try and open it up again, once again on Sniper. This time not using the classic, he's going for the real classic, which is the stock Sniper rifle, as he looks for an opening here by Sewer in that left side door.
That's not the stock, is it?
Well, it's the op, I guess. It's from Counter-Strike,
Okay,
but
okay,
it's
okay.
basically the... Yeah, ooh, nice
close.
body shot there. Almost takes out Yule. He's trying to find an angle, and they're not giving him one.
Yeah, definitely. Yuki, that first shot he took there was going for a super aggressive angle. Probably could have been taken down if... Oh, here we go. Finally finds a frag on the Roma of Nat here. And once again, we just see Aporia jumping in, making so much space for his team as they all start to flood their way in. Do you have to watch out? They have a sniper here, which could potentially go really bad in these team fights, but they force the Uber out really early from Gossip Girls. Render does manage to find Yuki, but the Uber here is much better from Pumperdum in general. But actually, they look like they're just going to back out to mid as Render gets a frag onto Zaka.
Yeah, Pumping making a key mistake here, not following up with the Uber properly, and they're actually just getting smashed. Well, a little bit aggressive, like half the team was in on fourth point, the other half back on middle, and the Gossip Girls were able to use the numbers to actually focus fire down some players. They have a significant number advantage pushing in here towards middle. They're looking to take back the point. Aporia and the rest of the combo for Pumping Up are just way back in the choke. No chance at all to contest this, but here comes Yuki off to the side, picking off Nat, and that's going to create nobody for Aporia to jump in here and get all over Render, picks up the frag there, and Pumping Up don't want to give up middle. Here he comes back in towards the point, grabbing that pack. That's really sneaky. Aporia bombing in towards the combo, gets the medic and the pocket, and wow, that is going to be a complete wipe from the Gossip Girls there as Pumping Up look to turn this back and pick up a third round.
99% there, Mr. Slyn. 99% on Arnold where he was dropped in choke. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, is that Sideshow that we're hearing here as well?
Sounds like it might be Sideshow.
It is
Awesome.
indeed.
Welcome,
Hello there.
Sideshow.
Hello there, guys. I've joined you for this this spectacle event of Oz Fortress Joy. Oh, look at that! The pipes at the end there, absolutely denying Fiddlers and Yule.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's a really great play that we're seeing here out of Pump and Dump. Just the Ubers are maybe not so clean, but the focus fire coming back in, extending the fights and actually converting that into something significant is really impressive to see.
And they're going to be running Sniper to this next mid as well. They've got the score at 3-0 already, and Yuki's looking to take it even further. Probably going to be playing back a little more passive in the choke and setting things up. He's charging up a shot and trying to peek, but surely Gossip Girl at this point know that they're running a Sniper, know that they're going to have to get aggressive on them. In come Nat and Render really trying to pressure everybody back. Yuki manages to take one of them out actually on 23 health, but they've lost all position on this mid and they're only 3 up. Smokes in, he's trying to get onto Arnold. Gonna get eaten up there, and Jersh as well, only on 20 health.
Yeah, that entire was off the back of Render, which is that fantastic bomb into the choke point there, managing to take out Cubby when the mid fight was looking pretty even, and then the rest of the frags just collapsed. You have to watch out. Yuki is behind him.
Oh
He gets
my.
the headshot onto Arnold.
Oh, another one
Oh,
there
he
in the
gets
middle of the
another.
air.
Oh,
yeah.
Yuki going absolutely ham.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, pretty impressive headshots there from the snipers there. And actually, I just want to bring up that we're casting this for One Step Camp, which is a fantastic organization, supports a camp for kids with cancer, and we've already raised $134,000. And I want to thank you guys so much for your support thus far. We do have a timed raffle, and if you donate at least $5 in the next couple hours or so, you'll be entered in to win some fantastic TF2 items, in-game items, some prizes, as well as the other incentives that we have. So make sure to check us out, tipofthehats.org. But looks like here we're in the middle of the show match between Pump and Dump and Gossip Girls. And Pump and Dump up 3-0. They cap back middle and looking to take a 4th round here, Sideshow.
Gubby and Zaka are going to try and take their team in through the PC area. They have this tiny advantage. I'm not sure whether they're really aware of it because it's only around 15%, but it looks like they really want to drive it forwards with Aporia. They've pushed everybody out here from Gossip Girls. Aporia really chomping at the bit. He wants to go forward with this, but I think by now the Uber is there for Arnold. It's a slightly better Uber from Pumping Up either way, but Arnold and Render did use that one aggressively. They may get caught out here, but Aporia gets piped. Oh yeah, everybody from Gossip Girl's dropping now. Only Diley and Yule left alive, and they're so weak. I think this is going to be a wipe in a 4th round here. And that was such a strange exchange with the Uber charges as well. I don't think they saw Aporia and could we get behind.
Yeah, that was a huge air shot from Jersh, just picking up that soldier and then coming down in on the medic as well to pick that up. And a lot of frags going the way of Pump and Dump. Their DM is really showing here, and they're up 4-0. It's pretty one-sided.
Yeah, we're actually on match point here as we come into potentially the last mid-fight of the game. We see Yule hitting there a tiny bit before Putty, but judging with a massive, aggressive rollout. Not able to find a frag, and Diley actually cleans him up. So this could be a cue for Pump and Dump to get quite aggressive here in this mid. Aporia sends Sky High and Kratos. Diley picking up, getting credit for another frag hit, and here we go. We see Pump Dump just filing out of mid as Render getting a fantastic shot into Smogglet there.
Yeah, Render's hitting just some massive air shots all over the place. Just amazing display of skill there. As looks like they're going to corner a Scout Yuki out in the sewers, and that's a big number advantage for Gossip Girls to finally get themselves on the board. They're going to push in. Got to be careful, though. Cubby is close to Uber, and Arnold needs to get in there, exchange the Ubers while they have that man advantage while it lasts. But it looks like they're just going to settle for getting 4th point down, maybe slow it down and make sure they clean up this round.
Yeah, with only a 4-second respawn time left onto Yuki, they just missed that opportunity, but it doesn't look like Pump and Dump are really wanting to push out as they come up with a sniper and a heavy to defend this last. And Process last, definitely notorious for being very easy to hold with a myriad of off-classes.
And this is the decision that Gossip Girls have made. They're going to run Nat on the Spy, and he's coming in now into lobby. Oh, that was nearly very unlucky there. As he did take some damage from Yersh, I believe, or it could have been Aporia, but Nat's still in behind. Oh, it doesn't quite get onto everybody. Yeah, he wanders into all of them there, takes a face rocket. And with Faithless going down at the same time, there's a 2-man advantage that Aporia and Yersh are going to use to drive this Uber charge forwards. Kumi's disconnected from them just a little bit. There was a possibility of that Uber going badly, but the bomb in from Yersh. And, dodged by Arnold, but then he goes down. The drop from Arnold. And they had to use that Uber there. Faithless up on the sniper in an attempt to get a pick or something, but just when they were in a position to make something happen, it all goes disastrously wrong for the Gossip Girls.
Yeah, they just decided to hold far too aggressively there into Yard of Process when really they shouldn't have. Like that, the moment those 2 frags went in the way of Pump and Dump, they should have been all the way back at choke, just, you know, going for those spam rockets. It is pointing out, we do have Faithless now off on sniper. Yuki not the only one actually willing to pick up that sniper rifle. And he gets the shot onto Cubby. As Yule gets this nice sticky onto Yuki, so that's 2 frags immediately going in favor of Gossip Girls. And Smogglet might get chased out here. Yes, Dilly's very... Oh, Nat actually gets cleaned up by Aporia.
Smogglet's going for this fight on 9 health. He's pushing out of the sewers to try and take that 9 HP versus 6 HP fight. Aporia not there to back him up, and Faithless hits another headshot there onto Jersh. Aporia just around that choke point. Faithless has called him, but Diley is on the job. Going to pressure him back so that Arnold and Yule can make their way in through choke. There's going to be a sniper v sniper. Yuki almost loses that one, but he has a buff, so he's able to tank that headshot. Just going to be peeking around there, trying to find the
huge face. Faithless getting 2.
Yuki! The off-classing from Faith. Clearly, this is what they need, and hopefully Gossip Girls can pick up around here as well.
Oh my goodness gracious. Faithless is just going absolutely ham now at a 4-kill streak. And here comes Diley onto the Demo Man, picking that one up there as well. And this is Gossip Girls. They looked like they were going to beef that round there, but they came back off of that Uber drop and really turned around off the picks from Faithless. And here they come now, bottom left, full Uber advantage, sneaking it behind the combo, easily pick up these kills from Render, getting the combo cleaned up there. And now they're just pushing in towards last with this number advantage, and it's looking like they're around. But let's see how they deal with the Sentry on the right side. Sentry gun goes down, and this is the last ditch effort for Pump and Dump to come in here and get frags, and they're actually doing it. 3-4 players down now, and Gossip Girls are on their back feet trying to get out of this. Arnold down to 9 health, barely escapes his way out of there, and runs out towards second point with his tail between his legs, Sal.
That was pretty incredible. I do want to throw out some donations real quick here on the stream because people are typing in some comments to us. So Thomas Crossley donated $30 with just a comment of woo. Then, of course, we had a couple, let's see, Clay Grant. Hey, guys, first tip of the hats, second donation, hoping for one of those pans or quilt. Cancer's been a really big thing in my family. I lost both of my grandfathers and my uncle to it, and most of my family has had it, so I'll probably have it too. Things like this give me hope for both myself and the rest of the planet. Thanks, and keep doing what you're doing.
That's really good to hear, and it looks like Gossip Girls maybe have a chance here to pick up a round. They're coming in towards the last point, pumping up down 3 players. This is their chance. Diley coming in towards the point, on towards the soldiers. Can he get this? The sentry gun behind him. He's down to 7, taken out by Yuki, and not quite sure if they're able to convert this push here with the sentry gun going up.
That just looked like you wanted to go off class.
Yeah, maybe he just wanted to go in and die.
And they found the frag onto Nat as well. He's running straight into the sentry there, Faithless. He is going to go down. They got a disadvantage as well, and Jersh is flanking them. Oh no, Jersh doesn't quite manage to do anything, but Aporia coming back in, and they're going to pick off Yule and Render. Arnold went down as well. That's a full wipe. They didn't even need to use that Ubercharge advantage, and now, of course, they have an even bigger one.
Yeah, Josh's bomb actually managing to take out Arnold. I think that was just the final fadeaway rocket managed to pick him out, as Nat and his team need to back all the way out of second here. They do have Faithless back on Sniper again, but Yuki not going to fall for the same circumstances and just meat shots him, taking him down.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity for Pump and Dump to maybe clean out this, close out this match as they jump their way in towards the 4th point. Yuki picking up a frag, Jersh getting one as well, and Yuki pressuring out the combo out of rollout. He's chasing this Demo Man though. That's Yule going down. Now he finds the medic. Arnold in trouble, bottom left. He goes down. It's just one scout, Faithless, trying to hold down the fort for his team, but that's not going to be enough, and that is going to be the match there for Pump and Dump. 5-0. Gossip Girls putting up a fight. I mean, they had many opportunities to push last point, maybe get around on the board, but ultimately weren't able to do it. So that's going to be a quick 5-0 match there for Pump and Dump.
Yeah, and that's just... Oh, sorry, Sideshow?
Well, I was going to say maybe the momentum may have shifted a little bit if they'd managed to convert one of those last pushes, but it was always back and forth between that second point or of the 4th point from their perspective. They got control and made a few times, but they just couldn't deliver. And it really messed with them. They weren't able to build up any momentum.
Yeah,
well, that was
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. That was an exciting match. I want to hear a little more about it here before we continue on in the booth.
Yeah, well, it all ended up, in my opinion, coming down to those transition plays. Like, aside from the time when Faith went absolutely ham, hitting, I think, about 4 headshots and cleaning up Pump and Dump, just the experience from the other team just really came to light, especially with Aporia making such aggressive bombs. And pretty much, even though he might not have done the most damage or got the most frags, like I don't actually have stats, he just made so much room for his team to file in and force Gossip Girl out in pretty much every single transition play there was.
Yeah, I would definitely say that Pump and Dump played more as a team, got more kills, and converted that and snowballed that into larger advantages, and they played that really well. But we're going to be seeing plenty more matches here from the Oz Fortress exhibition matches that we've got tonight for you guys. So that was just the first of many. We're going to be here for a while, Sal.
I think, are they playing it in a tournament format or a round robin, or how are they doing that?
I believe it's a single elimination bracket that we've got going. So the people across the wall have it all organized, and they're setting up the next match for us. But we just want to thank you guys so much for your support so far. $134,000 donated is incredible. Last year for Tip of the Hats 2014, we raised $108,000. We passed that up very quickly, and we're on to whatever next milestone. I guess 150,000 is what we're shooting for next.
I mean, I think we ought to shoot for the moon here and go for 200, but that's just me. Do you realize, guys, that a minimum of $5 donation during this Oz Fortress series of matches? We've got another, we've got another 3.5 hours left before that raffle closes down. That's going to be a bunch of TF2 items. Minimum of $5 gets you entered into that raffle. Of course, $20 for the pin, as you guys all know, if you want that little shiny little pin to show off on your server coming up the next month, year, whatever it is.
But there's tons of donation incentives. I mean, when you donate, let's say like $30 or so, you could choose where the money goes, and there's each item has its own thing. You can get like a couple of these like dispenser and the spy crab donated by Valve, or this quilt behind us, and like just kind of cool stuff. So definitely go check it out if you haven't donated already.
And of course, for the for not just the incentives, but there's also bid wars for things like the 6v6 North America versus Europe coming up later tomorrow or later today, depending on your time zone there. But I'm very hyped to have a look at that.
I mean, even if you donate, we just appreciate you guys coming out and supporting us, because this is just a celebration of a lot of different things that are TF2 related. Earlier we had jump maps, and later on we got surfing and Dota Fortress, which is always fun. So really looking forward for you guys sticking around. This stream is going to go for at least another 16 hours or so. We're only halfway through, so a lot more to come.
But for now, I believe we're transitioning into a game here, Foz, with Pump and Dump versus One Night Stand. What can you tell me about One Night Stand? I believe there's a lot of hype around this team.
Yeah, there is. One Night Stand first made their appearance back in Hour7 as a Div 5 team, where I believe they actually took the championship. And then they're just one of the teams that sort of stuck together and slowly moved their way up the ranks. Their last season playing together was all the way back in, what was it, Hour 11, where they actually finished second place to the then existing IM. So there's definitely a lot of hype surrounding ONS and the fact that there's a reform, even if it's just for this tournament.
So I just want to cut in here real quick. We did have a donation of $100 from Bro Dogs, Rowan Rapisarda, I think is how I'm supposed to pronounce that. And he comments, "Tip of the Hats is the shining light of the TF2 community every year, and once again, you've exceeded our expectations. What a great cause. Shout out to everybody involved, particularly Sean Budd," which, that guy, I mean, he's amazing.
One of our
I don't know how he does
founders
it.
did a great job, and this whole production's gone pretty smooth. I don't want to jinx anything, but it's gone pretty
Hey,
smoothly thus
careful,
far.
careful.
So, yeah, that's pretty good.
No, this has been
Don't do it,
fantastic
Slim.
so far.
Also, just got a correction from production. So I guess it's not a single elimination format. We're doing a round robin. So that'll give all the teams a chance to play against each other, and then whoever has the most wins will come out on top.
All right.
Yeah, it's a round robin feeding into a semi-finals and grand final that we're running here as well. So the
Very
round
cool.
robin then it gives you seedings that go into the semi and the grand final. So all of these teams guaranteed quite a few games, so we'll be able to watch all of the teams play. Not against all of the other teams. We're not going to be exhausting you guys watching, but we're going to see some excellent competition.
Why aren't we going
I
to be
love
exhausting
seeing
people watching?
TF2. Yeah.
We've got the time for it. Anyway, I think each match is going to be like about 30 minutes long ish.
Yeah.
So we've got time for something like 6 or 7 more, depending on how quickly they start before the Oz Fortress and the raffle and all that is over. Of course, I'm Sal, joined by Mr. Slyn here in the studio in Chicago, and we've got Foslam and Sideshow on the line for you guys here to cast those games.
And it's actually really cool that we have casters from pretty much every major TF2 continent, you know, repping the TF2 community and casting some 60s with you guys, you know. Just we got Sideshow over in Europe and Foslam over in Down Under, the land down under. So it's always good that we got the community coming together behind this event.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic to be able to cast these tournaments as well. And it's an Oz Fortress tournament, something that we don't really get a chance to cast very often, well, everybody apart from Foz, I guess, because I'm normally asleep when they happen, and and I guess the Americans are as well. So they happen very early in the morning. I think Admirable occasionally casts 1 or 2 of them, but I'm not up to date with the Oz Fortress scene as much as I'd like to be. And events like these are a great way for me to get a little insight into how the scene's going, and they're always one of my favorite scenes. Whenever they appear at an I-Series or whenever I see them playing against each other, they're fantastic to watch, and they always provide a great level of competition.
Yeah, they do, and they are putting on that show for you guys. They're putting on that show for kids with cancer. That is, of course, the goal today is to raise money for One Step Camp. Children's Oncology Services puts on this summer camp every year, and in case you weren't, you didn't have it ground into your skull yet, you do now. You are donating to tipofthehats.org so that we can send that straight over to them. I think we're going to get ready for our next game pretty soon here. Sounds like they are warming up and getting onto the server. So you guys remember we are going to be reading out donations as they come in. If we've got a comment that you want to let us know, I'm happy to read them off. I mean, we just had an anonymous donor of $5. Great work you guys are doing. So anything you want to put on here, we've got the capability to read it off on stream anytime you want.
And it all helps, you know, little, big or small, you know, whatever you can give is awesome. It's just, we really appreciate the support. So looks like we're heading into our next match soon. And, you know, we've seen a couple different Oz Fortress teams thus far. So what do we think about this next matchup? Foz, maybe you can get some insight in that in terms of, you know, is this matchup going to be closer or is it going to be more one-sided?
It's hard to say because, again, as I mentioned earlier, this team ONS hasn't really played for a while, and neither actually have a lot of the individual players. They've sort of been around, you know, doing the standard things where you pug and just hang around the community, but a lot of members haven't been that active in the scene, so it'll definitely be interesting to see how they can hold up against what was the second seeded team back in Alv 14 just a week ago.
Yeah. The Australians have always
guess,
put up a good fight at the I Series. Last, at I-49 and I-52, they put up a really good fight and got, I think it was the 4th place. So, actually, in terms of, the different continents competing against each other, the Australians always do really well.
And it was so close as well. I mean, even having gotten 4th place, they could have easily come 2nd or potentially even first at one of those events. They're always incredibly competitive. So, Foz, when we're looking at these two teams, we say the One Night Stand came 2nd the last time that they played to IM, but was that perhaps a bit more of a superstar roster than the Pump and Dump roster we're looking at right now?
Yeah, definitely. I believe that was just before. I think that was the roster before I-46. That was when we had Bulk and Sheep, those sorts of players on the roster. Taking nothing away from Zaka or Smoglet, but yeah, definitely. Back when IM were not in these sort of disconnected teams, they were definitely a lot more, talented players.
So what I'm trying to sell here is that One Night Stand came 2nd to this fantastic super team, and then Pump and Dump, they're a very good team, and with the addition of popping Yuki over to Scout as he was playing in the previous game, maybe a potential improvement over the Pump and Dump that played in the season. But if they came 2nd and it was close to IM, are they going to be able to scrape out a win here against a slightly nerfed version of those same players? They have gone live, and we'll have to see. This is going to be one for the Oz Fortress Records Foz. Should we have a look at Cinderella on the mid?
Well, I just want to say we did just pass $135,000 this hour,
wow.
guys. Congratulations and thank you. Keep the donations rolling in. We are happy for everything we can get to help those kids out.
Yeah, we're already underway. And looks like Pump and Dump are trying to get a hold of this middle. Yuki jumping pretty aggressive on Domeman here as Zach all over the medic. And looks like Pump and Dump are already just moving off that momentum of the last game and just another dominant performance here in this first round.
Yeah, in the first few seconds of that mid-fight, Kaber went in for a big bomb onto the side of Pump and Dump, but they cleaned up him, and just the rest of the frags snowballed on from there. I wasn't actually able to keep track of all the action, but as you said, it was a wipe. And here we go, Pump and Dump looking towards the last with full Uber advantage. We do have a sniper from Dorky, so we're hoping he gets a crucial headshot.
Yeah, but full Uber advantage there for Cubby, and they want to push in from upper lobby. Gonna be trading a couple frags here at the start of this, but here comes the Uber now from Cubby and Aporia.
Yeah, down onto the point. Look at Aporia, just stumbles onto the point there, and it camps it out. There's nothing really that they could do. They used the Uber from the bottom right. They've managed to find the frag onto Kaber. Hopefully they'll have a bit more success at this second mid. There's just an opportunity for One Night Stand to reset and evaluate what went wrong on the mid and see if they can not make that happen again.
Yeah, very clinical first round from Pump and Dump, just sort of showing their complete dominance. So we get to the next bomb. Again, we see Cable with a really aggressive bomb, getting all the way behind into the choke of the other team as Pablo picks up the first frag onto Zaka as Dorky gets the medic of Cubby. Here we see the double soldier bomb from Pump and Dump coming in, trying to find frags, but they clean up so much, and as Jersh is the only player surviving, and he gets taken out as well with the scouts of ONS. Dorky went such a fantastic mid.
Dorky went absolutely insane there. He just ran into the house, just meat-shotting everything he could see. Came up with a 3K, almost got the frag on the soldier right at the end there, but he deserved all of them. He ran in and he was like a human aimbot. He just destroyed people in that house.
Well, yeah, now an ONS are probably going to turn the tables here. I mean, they lost the first round to a wipe. This time they wiped the enemy team, and now it's their turn to convert a round here with this Uber advantage, and they got to be careful about it. Tonberry peeking on that bottom right side, feeling it out, waiting for his team to catch up to him in the upper lobby here. Looks like they might want to push an Uber out of lower main here. As you see the team moving around through the left side of the map, and as here Tonberry, you see him, the roaming soldier, creating space on the right as the Uber comes in top left to take out the sentry gun from Smot. But it looks like Smoglet, his gun is down, and there's not really much opportunity for them to defend this. Wait a second, here come the frags now. Zaka and Yuki picking them up. Aporia really doing a great job of holding off of this last point, picking up frags there, and it's only Vinti who just ran himself right out.
Yeah, a bit of a disconnected last push there. We had Tondry, and I believe it was Dorky pushing in from bottom right as they Ubered in with a demo from main, and they just weren't able to sync up their timing, and then you saw Pumpedom just cleaning up all those frags at the tail end of that fight there.
They're going to be trying to defend the Spire now from the push out from Pumpedom, but Josh and Smog have got some great position. Tombury's going in for a bomb. They're trying to force the Uber out of Cherry, but sorry, Cubby, and Cubby is holding on to that. Caber took a lot of damage there as well. They're going to try and just spam them a choke, I think. Dorky's still sniping up. Oh, the headshot onto Yuki. But can't quite find Cubby, and they still have that Uber to contend with.
Yeah, but he bought enough time for his team that Vinti was at least able to make it out with his life, and will hopefully might just be able to get Uber charged to defend second here, but they are down 3 players. So it looks like they're just going to make their way up into upper lobby, not even be able to hold that far up onto the second point of Badlands here.
Well, even Ubers and a chance to defend the Spire as Smoglet trying to hold off these soldiers. Nice job doing some air control, keeping them off of the Spire as best he can. The scouts from PND are doing a great job of that as the Ubers they're dead even. See if PND can use this one-man advantage to snowball something bigger. But Dorky out of the patio, coming in behind, forces the Uber as well as picking off the Devilman Yuki. So that's a big play there coming from his team. But also you got to look at Cubby, who's used his Uber on his end, and he's just got to stay alive, keep those heals pumping out for his team.
Yeah, in the exact same situation you were describing, Zaka managed to find his way around Spire, just slightly missing his meat shots there, and Vinti was able to get the Uber off before he dropped. So big plays from actually both flanking the scouts there.
They're going to be trading spam around this choke area. Dorky and Caber not quite in the fight just yet. Caber's holding Reese up from that very passive position, and the Uber's still going to take a while. Oh, Dorky is on Sniper as well. I didn't even realize that. So that's their play to try and disrupt this stalemate situation around the choke. Dorky's going to be peeking around, charging up that shot, seeing if he can find anybody's head. Does take a few little rollers there, but he's going to just try it again. Apori is going to bomb at the exact same time, though. In with Josh at the same time. Vinti launched up in the air, but they just can't find it. They've made a lot of room for their team, and Yuki's going to try and spam, but with that one player down, they're going to back off, try and hold the choke point. They do have a return frag now, though, onto Pablo. Things going to slow down once again as One Night Stand don't quite have the opportunity they thought they did. And Doggy still trying to find that headshot.
Here we go, we actually see the Uber being used really aggressively from Aporia out of Haunter there. Not able to find any frags. It looks like he might want to jump forward and get the unubered players. Yes, here we go. Oh, jumps aggressively onto Cinderella Man, but just manages to find his way out into Shutter. But, oh, Tonbury just saving his Demo Man there. But actually, as I say that, Zaka comes up from behind and cleans up Vinti. And we see a big bomb here from Caber, who cleans up Cubby as well.
Daka, Smogler, and Yuki, the only ones left alive, and the health is not good. Yuki's going to get onto the point here, but I can definitely see One Night Stand being able to block this if they spam it enough, but they just didn't want to commit to it. Dorky was not in a position to get up onto that balcony, and Pablo playing that very passively, but I think they're just they were just sitting back, and they're going to go out for a cap. Now, they're just in a forward lobby hold, actually. They don't look like they want to try and contest Spire, even though the positioning from Pumpedom is so far back. But there is a spy on the field as well. Josh repping that invisible man.
Sure.
Yeah, I was about to... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I just think it's really interesting here because Pump and Dump, these exchanges are so scrappy, and yet Pump and Dump is still slowly edging their way in. They're able to capture Spire. Now look at Jersh on the last point as a spy, and that's going to catch One Night Stand completely off guard there, and that's going to be a cap finally breaking that round, and 2-0 for Pump and Dump off a sneaky spy play.
Yeah, just stepping up his spy plays from the AL14 Grand Final. Not as successful in that match here, but yeah, getting that crucial back cap and taking Pumping up to a 2-1 lead after a very back and forth round here. As we get to this next mid, both Cindy and Yuki quite uneven footing, but Cindy's taking so much spam from Yuki, but he connects with a pipe, taking Yuki out at the very start of this fight here. So ONS looking in good position to take this mid.
That was a brilliant pipe there, and Aporia's bomb gets dodged by Vinti. They need to provide some help to their scouts. Oh, and a nice block from Tonbury, stopping Yersh getting onto the med. They're going to back out and take some more passive positioning. Nice sticky trap there to take down Zachary as well. They've given the mid, essentially, over to Pump and Dump, but they really just wanted to keep Vinti alive so that they can contest again.
Yeah, One Night Stand in this matchup have proven that they're actually putting up more of a fight than what Gossip Girls did last match, but they're still just losing ground, and Pump It Up are just so aggressive, making that space, capturing the points, and they're just getting these small little advantages that are getting them control of middle. But look at this push coming here out of One Night Stand.
I just realized how the just the jokes behind all these names, how much of the club scene we're ripping up right now with the One Night Stand. Okay, sorry, I just caught up. It's early morning for me.
No worries, SL. But yeah, we see an Uber trade there in-house, but nothing really come from it. Just a trade of players. But actually, Cubby's down very low, and Dorky and Pablo find frags onto Jersh and Aporia. And Dorky managed to get another one on Cubby. Fantastic plays once again from the scouts of ONS.
They may be able to find a frag onto, both of these players are left alive. Yuki and Smogler both going down. Dorky is doing his job perfectly of just being able to get in behind there and harass everybody from the flank. Whenever he's in a 1v1 situation, most of the time he's coming out on top of it, and that's really helping his team. This is an opportunity for One Night Stand once again to get back into the aggressive position, taking control of the enemy Spire. There's going to be a sentry on last, which is going to hold them a little bit, and they don't really have that much of an Uber advantage, so they're gonna find this last push a little difficult perhaps. But if they can make their way into lobby, maybe engineer some kind of pick, they've got an opportunity to make this 2-1, and that's a much more respectable scoreline.
Yeah, but we have Pump It Up holding super aggressive into upper lobby here. And it might actually look like they want to come out Tombury with an aggressive jump, just forcing Yuki back into the lobby here. But he's taking a fair bit of spam and doesn't really have that much support. Finally, the Stickies of Cinderella Man come in and just force Pump It Up to take still a quite aggressive hold into upper lobby here, but not in really a position to push back out.
I'd like to see them try and Uber both of the scouts from main, actually. You know, the classic break of the forward lobby hold is just to Uber your scouts right from Stonebridge all the way, just rushing through main and straight onto the point. They do have that sentry, but it's not covering the point, and actually Pumping doesn't seem to have transitioned back into the normal lobby hold as One Night Stand walked up that Spire, which is the best way to slowly break the defense. But there's Smogler with the headshot into upper lobby, takes down Thumbury, the roaming soldier, for One Night Stand.
Apori getting very aggressive here, and sorry for cutting you off, but Apori jumping in really aggressively, forcing the Uber, and here we go. The classic Uber trade. Two players just facing off each other as Tabor actually trades for Smogler in the end here, but Apori looking to get a much better end of the fight, but Cinderella Man getting a fantastic pipe there onto Cubby. So this could potentially go the way of ONS if they're able to clean up on the rest of this frags, but no. Zachar and Aporia just getting two crucial picks onto the med and demo there.
God, it's so close. 2-on-2, really, as looks like Daniel gets on the last and is able to get that pick onto Jersh. A really big play by him, winning that 1v1 and getting that last cap down for his team. And we're seeing some really great play from both these teams, but it's coming down to like these weird situations where they're just getting into last with like a 1-on-1 or a 1-on-0 and just getting that sneakily rather than like a big, huge fight culminating in last point.
Yeah, do you know what lost that round for them, actually? The positioning of the sentry. It wasn't watching anywhere that the scout ran in. That scout versus sentry should have been an easy win for the sentry, but the positioning was all wrong, unfortunately, and he was just able to dodge it. So he picks that up, and on the next mid, One Night Stand have lost 2 players, but Pump It Dumb came into it with 5, and Yush has gone down, so it's 4 versus 4.
It's weird, though. You think Pump It Up would be winning this middle with the number advantage, but they've actually just backed themselves out of Valley, and now they're coming back in. Smoglet creating some space. Yuki trying to get a boat. Soldier right up in his face right there. He gets fragged right away. Wow, good help there from the scout coming in behind him, and that's going to be Pump It Up just trying to get back in here. One Night Stand did get the capture down, but the Uber is forced now for Vinti as Yuki tries to make his way out choke, but it looks like they're not chasing him, and now Pump It Up have that full Uber advantage. They want to come back into the point.
Yeah, that was fantastic work there from Smoglet. That Tombury getting so aggressive there onto the surviving member of Pump It Up, but he just managed to find his way around and get that crucial frag and force the Uber out as well. So even though they seem to have lost, I believe it's Putty or Zaka, they're in a really favorable position here. But once again, actually this time we see Pablo up on the sniper, something he's quite well famed for in the Australian scene.
Well, I just want to take a little moment here to shout out some donations and let you guys know that that A minimum of $5 gets you included in the timed raffle we have for a whole bunch of TF2 items. So these next couple hours you can do that. But the donations we have from PJ All, hello good people of Toth. You are doing a great job for children all over the world, and you've convinced me that the world hasn't entirely gone to something or other that I'm not going to read. Keep up the good work. And then, of course, we've got a bunch of people saying, hope we hit that $200,000 mark for charity. Well, I hope so, too. Nice Uber drop. If you guys want that to happen, though, we need your help. We need you to open your wallets. Hit tipofthehats.org/donate.
Yeah, and back to this exhibition match here, we do see that ONS is really putting up a good fight on Spire, holding this off. Good defense. 3 players down now for Pump and Dump, and looks like ONS, they're trying to make their way back towards middle. Tonberry just feeling it out. Not quite sure if Yuki is hiding in somewhere sneaky, but he's completely out of middle. He'll find out in just a second. Yuki all the way back on his second point, so they're not going to contest middle at all. But, you know, it's possible for Yuki to come back into the choke. They're actually thinking about it.
Are they playing 5 versus 6 right now?
They are. They've lost their second scout of Zaka. So pretty much at all situations, ONS have an advantage, but Yuki getting that cannonball onto Tonberry. But Jersh and Aporia actually losing their lives here, so this should definitely be Q for ONS to come in. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Kaba missing the midi onto Yuki there as he manages to jump back out to Spire before setting up a few stickies. He might get caught out here by the aggressive scout of Dorky, but no, he manages to find his way back into last. But it's only him and the medic.
Chasing him from top left and does find the frag onto Yuki. Cubby, as you said, the only player left alive there, but they're going to get a few spawners before One Night Stand are able to push last. But even so, they're going to have a fairly sizable Uber advantage here, about 20%. And the fact that the Demoman is only just now alive is going to make them push in from the top left.
Yeah, we do have Josh actually behind the combo of actually no, he was in forward spawn, just back.
Well, Uber's
here we
in
go.
now for One Night Stand. They're trying to get some frags with it. They got Smoglet and Aporia. That might be enough, but here comes the Uber now for PND now, coming back and see if they can convert frags back their way, see if they can hold on to this point just a little bit longer. Jersh does get one onto Vinti there, but is that going to be enough? It's going to be a 2-on-2. Can they hold on to the scout on the point? And no! One Night Stand picking up their second round here and tying up this match 2-2. And there's just 5.5 minutes left in this match here, so this next point is going to be big.
Yeah, Cindy, playing that last point there, really smart. He was on so little health, but he actually just managed to back his way out into main and cover the point with stickies, just allowing his scout to get this capture. As we come to this next mid fight here, Cindy really aggressive on this mid, taking so much room, but has to drop down to lowers. Jersh looks like he might want to jump, but no, he takes so much damage there from Dorky, and will probably get cleaned up. And yes, Dorky finding the frag and pumping up, not really even being able to contest mid with, you know, this permanent player disadvantage.
Sure, but One Night Stand actually have gotten back control of middle. They have 2 picks going their way, and if they play their cards right, this could be a really big comeback for them. They're looking to get all over Spire. There's no way that Pump and Dump can actually defend this, and One Night Stand, if they play this right, they could get this. Even Ubers, so it's all about not messing up here and maybe catching P&D in a bad situation. As a Soldier Bomb comes in off the side of the balcony, and that's going to force the Uber off of Vinti. So now Cubby actually coming in and exchanging as well, but the frags are going the way of One Night Stand, and now this is looking terrible for PND as the soldiers begin pushing in top right for them as they make their way towards last soldier on the point. Smoglet able to defend that just a little bit, but no! That is going to be a 2 rounds in a row for One Night Stand. They make the comeback. 3-2 is the score, and there's just 4 minutes left. That was a very quick round there. Only 1 minute for them to convert that. Let's see if they can get another.
Well, real quick, we did just have another $100 donation come in. It was anonymous, and it says, great work you guys are doing. Love events like these. I am a Putis donation towards that unusual draw. I also want to point out another guy who donated just $5. That's Khan Berk Yaman, who said, you know your currency's broken when the minimum donation amount is enough to have a luxury meal here. Well, we and the kids thank you very much for that. Any donation you can give. Thank you.
Really good cause there. And One Night Stand. Now they're playing the waiting game, and they got control of middle. Cinderella, I don't know what he's doing. It wasn't. I don't know what that was.
Pretty sure
that
that was a conga line.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was just hanging
sure.
out there. He's like, whatever. PND is just gonna come in and clean up off of that, pick up 3 frags, and make their way back in. But Dorky making a play at the choke, gets the pick there onto both the medic and the demo man. Huge play there by Dorky as we see a pause come in with 3 minutes left, Sal. And pauses are bad.
Yeah, pauses are awful, but we do see in chat here that they are actually deciding to wait for Putty. It is worth pointing out this match already had to be reduced down to 20 minutes just due to time restraints. And with this pause here, sort of not really the best of situations, but at least they're finally waiting for Zaka to come back into the server, even though they probably could have done it before they took that leading round there.
Yeah.
But, you know, any advantage.
Sure. And the timer's ticking down at the top of your screen there, but it's actually not ticking down in the real game, so we're not going to know what the real timer is when they come back off of that. But this is a really close match. I mean, it was 2-2, and then ONSCA, like you said, took the free round. But there's plenty of time left for P&D to come back into this, especially if they have 6 players.
Yeah, definitely.
The fabled return of ONS was perhaps better than some people would have thought, because if you've got players away from the scene, or not maybe away from the scene, but away from playing at the top level for quite a long time, then you know your skills don't come back as easily. You don't quite have that same teamwork that you had, but it looks like they're all fitting together pretty well and they're meshing as a team. And yeah, it's been a pretty close game on Badlands. I mean, everybody knows Badlands. You can throw together any 6 players. It is a staple of the competitive scene. But One Night Stand looking very good, and I'm particularly impressed with their scout combo.
Yeah, while we're here in this pause, we just want to talk a little bit more about, you know, what we're here for. One Step Camp is it's a camp for kids with cancer, and we're raising money for them, and we've already raised a tremendous amount of money, $135,000, and we've only been running the stream for I think 16 hours or so. So we've actually done a really good job. There's 16 more hours to go. We're going to be here all night and then into the next day. So this is the night stream for us. But we really appreciate all your support so far. We've gotten plenty of donations coming in. And now what we're featuring right now is the 6v6 show match for Oz Fortress, which is the Australian, New Zealander Team Fortress 2 scene. And they have a pretty kickin' scene down there. We got a round-robin tournament going on for them. We're in a bit of a pause. But it's been good so far, Sal. What do you think?
It's been fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. $135,000 is great. I'm beginning to think that maybe just to kick it up a notch a little bit, if the casters here don't mind. Of course, I'm hosting today. I'm not actually casting this event, or at least I'm not billed to cast. But I might interject myself. If we can get up to let's call it $137,000 in the next few hours, I will cast a round entirely using my Kermit voice.
Whoa!
So
I'm dying to see that.
Let's see what we can get done here, ladies and gents.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. Yep, I think that's brilliant. We'll leave you to it if it manages to get that. What was that number, Sam? Was that $137,000?
$137,000. So that's. I want to get just a little bit of you guys to open your wallets who maybe were thinking, I'll wait, I'll put it off, or you know, maybe next year. Let's see what we can get done.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have to open my wallet once again. That's a fantastic donation incentive.
Yeah, and we're not too far away from that as well. So it looks like we're here in the middle of this pause, but hopefully we come off it soon. We're just waiting for the 6th player for Pump and Dump to join the server again. And looks like we have a little bit of technical difficulties. He'll be rejoining us shortly.
Well, we can take the time to talk. Oh, no, never mind. We're not going to take the time. Go.
Shortly is shortly.
It was very shortly. Slin the Prophet there as the unpause immediately comes in. Smogler and Aporia did manage to clean up Pablo there, and I think there's about 3 minutes. Yeah, there's 3 minutes left on the clock. So they're going to get their player in fairly shortly. Aporia is on Spire and is being flanked by the entirety of the One Night Stand team. They've kind of locked him into choke here, actually, and instead he's thinking about going for a play onto Cindy. No, he was just intended to get out there, but Tombury finds that frag. And they're going to be able to try and make their way in through choke here.
Yeah, and they do have to watch out. Pablo is actually all the way behind here. Should be able to clean up a lot of frags. Get some nice shots into Smuggler, but not actually being able to clean it up. Finally gets the frag there as the rest of ONS just coming in. And actually it turns out we are having more technical difficulties. And the 6th player for Pump and Dump isn't actually able to make it into the server. So we might see ONS taking this match over Pump and Dump unless they can pull out a bit of a miracle here.
They'll have their chance for revenge in the semi-finals or potentially the grand final, Pump and Dump. But yeah, they'll be feeling a little bit gutted about that. But even with 5 players, they're playing so aggressively. They are not giving One Night Stand any respect at all. Still really trying to take the match to them.
Yeah, definitely. And that's just because, you know, the likes of Yuki and Aporia have been around this scene for pretty much, I believe, since like the start of OWL. And here we go, Aporia, just as I say that, getting a frag, and Jerk actually picking another one. Kaber and Tondri going down. That's the two soldiers for ONS down, as they're forced all the way back into house here.
The scouts from One Night Stand managed to get behind their Dorky on 1 health. Pablo's taking the 1v1 against Sam as well. Does come out on top of that one. They did get in a 6th player. They got in Sam, who was the scout partner this season with Smuggler, but it's put on the back cap here at the same time as the Ubers are traded on the mid fight. Dorky and Kaber have gone down, and a few players from Pump and Dump as well, but there comes the back cap. Pablo's going to manage to get that one, and he's going to be streaming his way into last. Little does he know, I think, that there are 3 players waiting for him. Sam gets a nice me shot, and finished off by Jersh.
Yeah, really good work from the soldiers of ONS just to block that cap of midpoint in time, but Pablo just not able to really get into last clean lives. As you said, Sam and Jersh just getting a quite easy frag there as Smorglet picks up Cindy. But, oh, Dorky finding a pretty crucial frag here on Aporis. He's just dancing around in upper lobby here, getting a bit of distraction work done, but, I believe Jersh blew himself up, shooting a rocket into the back of Dorky. So not exactly the most successful. Oh, Pablo gets a headshot onto Cubby as well.
Cubby was 4 HP there. That's a little bit of overkill, perhaps, headshotting him with 4 health, but it gets the job done either way, and both of the medics have gone down for either team. Sam and Smogler are going to be able to pick up the mid-fight, though, and Pablo's so weak. He needs to hit a shot, but can't quite manage it. Smog picking that frag.
But it looks like the time is running out for these teams here to end this round, and I don't think there's enough time left for Pump and Dump. This is a valiant effort there as Jersh picks up the escape plan kill onto Dorky. That was really impressive, but it's not quite going to be enough. The momentum is going their way, too. That's the thing. They have the Spire down, but there's just not enough time left for them to capture that, and ONS are going to take this match 3-2. A very close one indeed.
Yeah, the fabled return. The fabled return.
The fabled return. Yeah, I think everyone in the Oz Fortress scene is currently watching this stream, being pretty hyped and just praying to their computers that maybe, just maybe, ONS will stick around for hour 15. It'll definitely be a spectacle to see if they do, as we're actually prepping for this next match here, which I believe is going to be Gossip Girls versus ONS. So potentially we might see ONS taking it. Definitely.
And remember, guys, you are here watching the Tip of the Hats live stream. This, of course, is a 36-hour, I believe, 36-hour donation-a-thon, stream-a-thon for you guys, and, of course, for Tip of the Hats' favored charity, which is Children's Oncology Services, One Step Camp. It's a summer camp for children with cancer. You're here to donate to them. And, of course, we've got lots of incentives for you to do just that. So $20 over the course of the entire event, as long as you have your Steam ID on each of those donations you make. You are going to get a little pin in the game, absolutely free. Of course, there's also raffles. There's incentives we have that are still going on, so you can select from different incentives, like, okay, do I want the NA or the EU server to play that big 6v6 match tomorrow? And
just a little quick one about the time raffle that we have, because I saw some question in the chat about the time raffle. So if you donate at least $5 while this Oz Fortress exhibition matches are going, so the next couple hours or so, you will be qualified for a bunch of TF2 items that we're giving away. And I saw questions like, why aren't the items being sold on the Steam Community Market, and you know, how are we distributing the items? But we collected all the items actually as donations from you guys, from the community, and then basically we said, okay, look, you donate your money straight to the charity, we don't touch it, and that way we can just distribute the items that way. So if you want to qualify for it, we have a bunch of like strange items, we have a bunch of like Bills hats and a random assortment of things. If you want to qualify for that, just donate at least $5 in the next couple hours or so while this Oz Fortress event is going on, and you will qualify for the for those items. We also have a ton of different donation incentives coming down though. Like we have over 100 unusuals. We have 3 golden pants, which are worth like $2,200 each, something crazy. Computers, we're giving away this amazing quilt knitted by one of our staff members' moms, who just, I mean, the other side, you guys saw it yesterday. If you didn't, it's basically the TF2 logo, and on this side, it's just like all the classes. It's absolutely gorgeous. So
wearing a whole bunch of different hats and beards and all kinds of
stuff.
They're
wearing the tip of the hat.
That they are. This, I mean, it's one of the most amazing things I've actually ever seen as far as quilting goes. It's very high quality.
Oh, definitely.
We got one more. Oh my goodness! It's that time. I'm feeling sick, so we made a little pharmacy run for me.
That's so nice. Thanks, Getawell.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. So one more donation incentive for you guys for the Oz Fortress rounds, and this is timed. This is important.
If you
Because
get
I'm not going to be here forever. If we get up to that $137,000 mark, I will cast a round in my Kermit voice. So if that's what you want, we got to get there. We need your help. Get your friends watching the stream. Get your family. Actually, so when I was eating dinner with my family yesterday, I told them about this event, and they got online, hopped online, and made their donations too. Everybody's happy to help as long as you let them know like what kind of charity we're supporting. You know, this is where your money is going, and it's all going straight there. Like there's no fees charged off the top. It's all of this money is straight to Children's Oncology Services, 100%.
It's a great cause. Yeah, really fantastic. And just want to thank all of you guys for hanging out with us, supporting, and just being a part of the community. TF2 has like one of the best communities in all of gaming. Working at Twitch, I've been there for like 6 months or so, and I've got to experience a lot of different communities that are streaming on Twitch, but like TF2 has one of the best. And
Not to brag or anything, but yeah, we're the best.
We are the best.
You know.
Squishy knows. We're going to start up the next match soon, so looks like it's going to be One Night Stand versus Gossip Girls, I believe is what it's going to be. So we're kind of coming around as far as the round robin goes. And this should be another close match because Gossip Girls put up quite a fight up against Pump and Dump earlier. And then now here we are on Granary, hopping right into it here, ONS versus Gossip Girls. So why don't you take it away, guys?
Yes, Gossip Girls. If you want to take the first mid, sorry.
Gossip Girls, I think, are coming into this one, and they are really going to want to try and get the win here. Cindy is going to be spamming them on the flank, and Caber has gone in deep and gets Arnold straight away. Oh, what a collapse here. Faithless only finding that frag right at the end onto Cindy. They did manage to take down Vinti as well, so that's Medic down for both teams, but that insta-pick on Arnold just really hinted at the collapse that was to come, and One Night Stand destroyed them down that right-hand side.
Yeah, Caber with a fantastic bomb, and then Dorky just coming up, getting 3 crucial frags with, I believe it was Pablo picking up the other one. And once again, I believe Faithless tries to change class outside spawn and actually ends up suiciding. Not exactly the best situation, but Nat actually finding 2 frags on Pablo and Tonbury, so not too much loss there.
No,
Nat's
not
attempted
quite.
to make his way in. He took a bit of damage with Caber in the upper area and backed off, but it's going to be Render and Arnold pushing this one forwards. They don't have the Uber, but they're not going to be fooled by that fake call from Vinti either. Neither team has the Uber. Arnold's taken a lot of damage from, I believe that was a sticky or something. There's nobody in there, so I'm not quite sure what he took damage from, but he's going to be playing a little more passive now. They have managed to get second, though.
Yeah, Cindy with some great spam onto second there. Bit of a shame he couldn't follow up on that frag, but actually we see ONS taking a very defensive position on Yard here, which is probably the best course of action, as I currently down an Uber by about 30-odd%, but it doesn't really look like Gossip Girls want to be too aggressive with this, and we're probably going to see a mid to second stalemate here on Granary Pro, the first round, as Nat actually picking up Caber on the flank, and Faithless getting another one onto Dorky, so surely this will cue the push from Gossip Girls.
They're going to be making their way on the right-hand side. A lot of damage done to Nat there, but Tonbury not able to pick up the frag. Both of their teams have their Uber, and I'm surprised that Gossip Girl really weren't trying to come in a little quicker. They've made their way in now onto mid, so they've got that position. Caber's going to bomb in and force it out. He's going to try and get saved by Vinti. Vinti was diving forwards with that Uber charge, but wasn't able to find it. They may be able to pick up this frag on Faithless behind and then push forwards. It's fairly even at the moment. One more frag in favor of Gossip Girl here, but Pablo makes that one even with a crucial pick onto Yule. And this is a very scrappy fight. Both of the teams need to bunch up together and try and pick off targets individually. The focus fire is going to decide who comes out on top. Vinti decides to take matters into his own hands there with the Ubersaw play, and that's given them a huge advantage as well. What a play.
Yeah, I'm a medic man, and I always love seeing those flashy medic plays whenever they can pick up a frag anywhere, and that gives them a 25% Uber charge as well, so he actually has quite a bit of an Uber advantage here, pushing into second point. 50% now for Vinti and his team. They're just going to walk it right in here, catch the soldier out in Z, and here they come now. Pablo making the space for his team, and Yule is looking to be caught out. He's taking so much damage, easily taken down, and Pablo is going to keep it rolling here in towards last, but no, he gets picked off. And it's actually might be a little bit of over-aggression here from the red team. They're just getting right in on top of the medic and forcing that Uber, but at what cost? They lost a bunch of players, and they're just trying to evacuate their way out of last cleanly. Did a pretty good job of that, actually, and Vinti's going to keep himself up with a 20% Uber advantage on second point, as things sort of stalemate out, but if Vinti plays this correctly, gets his Uber, he can just push it right into last.
Yeah, and that was all off the back of the both soldiers of ONS actually doing a great job. I believe it was Cable was just spamming from pipe there and took all eyes away from Tombury. He was able to jump through Shutter and force Uber here. We actually have Faithless up onto Sniper, and here we go, carrying his form from the first map, managing to pick off Pablo, but I wouldn't be too surprised if we see Pablo just come back on Sniper himself, and we'll see a little duel here pushing into last.
Yeah, and Vinti has not been building his Uber very well. You can see that Arnold has already caught up despite that 20% advantage. He actually just beat him out there and got Uber first. So that's quite impressive, but maybe we'll see some off-classing. Looks like ONS not going for the off-class, so they might just go for a dry push left side here. Oh no, Vinti drops the Uber Faithless. A huge pick there, and he has just been ridiculous on Sniper tonight. Dorky going to get shut out by the shutter door, realizes he can't go in there on Granary Pro, and
Wait,
looks
what?
like...
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can't go inside the spawn anymore on Granary Pro, so he tried to like walk in there, and he just ran into a door. And yeah, it looks like Gossip Girl is able to successfully hold last, get the second point back, and maybe they got a lot of momentum here going in towards middle. You know, they lost their medic, but Vinti is just, he's like the lone survivor trying to hold on to middle. I don't know if they're going to be able to. Looks like Gossip Girls don't want to go for it, and that's going to give Vinti yet another Uber advantage. But we've seen the way that he's been building Uber. It's not been that much. Oh, whoa, Faithless getting caught out at middle, and oh no, another pick there from Caber onto Yule, and that's going to be what ONS needs to keep this push going.
They're kind of throwing people in one at a time. Look at that, the frag onto Dorky as well, and Nat now isolated. Both of these teams have a core and then a few players who are just desperate to run in and get those 1v1s and try and trade them. But for both of those teams, it didn't quite work out, and One Night Stand able to take advantage of that, pushing things forward. But Faithless on defense here on Sniper, and that's scaring me, so it should be scaring ONS.
Definitely. Pablo actually had a really good opportunity. He was up top and could have, maybe if he was maybe half a second sooner, had a chance to drop down onto the medic and potentially pick up Arnold. But just in the nick of time, a demo man, a scout, and a soldier all surrounded him, so he had to hightail his way back to his team. It's Faithless getting very aggressive, and it's actually Nat that picks up the frag on Pablo. And we actually have Dorky up on Sniper, but saying that Nat picking up another frag on Tonbury.
Yeah, just doing a really good job of just that aggression perfectly at that upper area, able to pick up 2 frags. And there's a sniper here, Dorky, trying to make something happen out of the left side lunchbox, but he's getting dangerously low and ends up getting picked off there. And looks like the Ubers are going to be exchanged out in the yard. ONS has a slightly better one, but the point is still going to go the way of GG.
Well, we've got a little bit of a lull maybe in the activity coming for a second, so I want to remind you guys you're watching the Tip of the Hat stream. Do please go to tipofthehats.org/donate to give your help to kids with cancer at One Step Camp. We are nearly to $136,000 total dollars so far. We are, in fact, $4 away right now, so you want to be that next person to push us over the top. Remember, a minimum of $5 will enter you into the raffle this hour.
And, of course, Sal has that incentive of his own that if we make it to 137,000, he's going to be casting around solely in his Kermit voice. Can we get a little teaser of that, Sal?
Oh, yes, we can.
Oh my god, I want that.
Fantastic stuff.
So it looks like we're back in the action. ONS pressuring the last point. They've got frags. Can they get this first round on the board? They're all just stacking it. Everyone's partying up on that point. Can they get it down? Oh my gosh, Soldier bombing in and blocks it. And Vinti, he might just go for it himself. He's got the Uber saw, gets the medic pick, pops the Uber, takes the Uber saw, another pick there. No, just an Uber saw onto the Soldier. Can he get this? He's waiting for a teammate to come help him out. He's just hanging out. Caber tries to come in, but he gets picked off. And Vinti, a valiant effort, but cannot get the last point captured.
That was so close to being an incredible play, but it just didn't work out for them. That's so unlucky there, and Vinti is going to give his life for it, but that's always so much fun to see, and so ballsy from Vinti there, just going for that. He wasn't afraid, even in the slightest.
Well, I want to shout out a couple of donators real quick. We have the time. Remember that if you do donate and you do make a comment on the donation tracker, we will shout you out. So P. Stewart here says, "What if Sturma and Jar are the same person?" Illuminati confirmed. And then looks like at Hot Spicy Meat on Twitter, donating towards a good cause. Just want to say that Alex Thomas is a true parsnip lad. Whatever your meme is, whatever your inside joke, we'll read it out on stream for you.
Yeah, and you guys have been great tonight so far. almost up to $136,000 here. But getting back into this match, it looks like ONS might be taking this 4th point back. A good pick onto the medic, and they just need to regroup together and take it as a team.
Tonberry managed to link up with his med there to take down Arnold. Renders got a fairly late spawn there, but they've just played it passive because they were expecting the aggression to come out onto Vinti. He has that ubercharge now, and Faithless is on scout, so there's no sniper threat onto Last. They can try and walk it in one of the doors. Diley is the off-class on Heavy, attempted to hold this. The Uber popped out very early there. I think they were worried about a sniper or something like that, but with Cindy on the point trying to fight this Heavy weapons guy, they are going to manage to focus him down along with Render. There's only Nat and Faithless left alive, only Faithless, and he can't stop the tide of One Night Stand players coming forwards, and that's 1-0 to ONS.
So they were trying over and over to try and make that happen, and they finally converted around, so good for them.
Yeah, they eventually came out with it.
Yeah, super back and forth first round there, but here we are going into this next mid-fight here. We've got Cindy rolling up top, and actually Yule taking the exact same path. Cindy drops down onto his health package again, mirroring Yule here. Not actually with a really aggressive bomb onto the side here, but has to back out to his medic. And here we go, Tonberry and Caber jumping in really far. Caber's probably going to get taken out here, but it's actually Cindy and Dorky who find the first 2 frags onto Yule and Favors. Tonberry finding Render as well. This is not looking good for Gossip Girls, as Dorky is actually going to come up behind. But ooh, Dilly just managing to save his medic there. Oh, the long-range Fade Ray rocket from Caber picking off Arnold at the end of that fight.
That was an unbelievable rocket, actually. The frag onto Arnold really changes things as well. Unless Diley can pull something incredible out the back, no, he is going to get picked off by a combination of Cindy and Pablo. And Vinci now has that huge Uber advantage to make their way in. They're running a sniper on each team, which is really quite interesting when they have that massive Uber advantage. But going to be the full Uber charger and the sniper from Dorky. We'll see how it works for them.
Yeah, Pablo just not scared to plus forward into Faithless, even though he's been hitting some incredible shots and take him down, but again, he trades his life for it, so again, we're just going to see possibly a really long drawn-out fight here. It was actually Caber's the first frag here, and Uber's very aggressive from Tonberry. Hasn't even forced Arnold, getting some fantastic serves. Managing to survive on about 20 HP, and here we go. Oh, Dorky trying to get very sneaky here, just walking out of Shuttered Door, trying to go for the miracle headshot.
Well, Mr. Slynn has stepped out for a moment, but I do want to remind you guys you are watching the Tip of the Hats charity live stream here, TF2 of all stripes. Right now, for these next couple of hours, it is Australian, if not pro players. I'm not sure how much money you can really make doing this. At the very least, they are the top-tier competitive Australian players playing some 6v6 style.
Absolutely, and with One Night Stand making their way in, they still have that sniper on the field. They've still got Dorky heading it up in that ramp room right now. He's peeking over to the right-hand side, so he's going to stunt any kind of push that Gossip Girl want to make. They do have that 30% advantage, so it's 100% versus, well, it's slowly ticking up. It's 80 now. It looks like they don't know that they have the advantage, or they just don't want to use it.
I also hope we can get a cam on Tonberry here, who's just casually conquering on the top of this little shack here outside second. Decides to stop ruining the fun here. But yeah, we're just seeing another stalemate here as Gossip Girl's giving up a decent chunk of Uber advantage here. As actually they've got Dorky. Oh, Nat getting cleaned up there by Pablo. And they do actually have to watch out as Dorky is on sniper here. So he's looking to get that crucial headshot onto Arnold and hopefully letting ONS snowball another round here. And oh, he hits it!
He hits a ridiculous one. Where was that? Was that all the way from Z? That was insane.
Yeah. Both snipers from both teams hitting some crazy shots. If anyone's watching, remembering Sheep, he's clearly not the only sniper in Australia who can hit these kinds of shots. As we see ONS moving on to this last point here and should be able to get a quick cap.
They're pushing in the left-hand side. Cindy down fairly weak. It's going to be found by a rocket from Nat. Nat picks up a second there, and he may have completely stopped this push in from One Night Stand. Caber bombs in a desperate attempt to make something happen, trying to just play the point, see if he can get the cap time and just sneak out the round. They're 1-0 in the lead, but that last push didn't quite work for them there. And now they're forced to back it up, wait for their spawners, who didn't quite get that forward spawn, unfortunately. So Dorky and Tonberry still quite a way away from the fight. And it's only Cindy and Vinti here trying to pressure them out of ramp room and hold on to mid.
Yeah, and that's getting so many crucial picks on those last points for Gossip Girls, really stemming the tide of. I think this is about 4 pushes he's halted from Oness, so he's doing a fantastic job here. But actually, we see the Uber getting really aggressive here from Oness. Gossip Girls, but Render just sent skyward, goes all the way and hits the skybox, as Pablo manages to sneak behind and pick up Nat before Diley takes him down. Tombury picks up the other scout of Faithless, and things are not looking good as Render, I believe, craters. So yeah, really aggressive Uber there from Gossip Girls. It doesn't actually lead to that much, as I have to back all the way out, potentially even to last here.
Faithless and Render still down, and the spawn time is just about to take them up. They're going to be in to defend the last point, but they're not going to be able to really contest second, and Nat takes a big rocket up top from Kaba, going to finish him off in 2 great direct rockets from Kaba on that upper area, locking that down. And as he connects with his medic and gets some heals now, they're going to be, I think, possibly sacking somebody in. They're going to be making some kind of play to open things up for themselves. Tombury's in onto the medic. Arnold down to 6 HP, slowly regenerating, but it's Dorky who runs in from the left and actually finds that frag. The medic is down, and Dorky's not done yet. They did sack in 4 players though there to get the medic. That's a little too many in my opinion.
And yeah, Render just managing to sneak in and force the Uber. Vinti only has the demo man of Cindy to protect him, and while Cindy's a fantastic demo man, actually picking off Faithless there, that's just not enough as when you've got a soldier jumping in on you. Diley looking to get aggressively, but gets cleaned up by a really nice rocket from Kaba, and here we go. They got a great force out, but it's ONS just cleaning up those transition fight picks, and they might actually be able to roll this onto last if they want to be super aggressive here, and that's actually what we see. Tombury jumping in super aggressively, getting a nice rocket onto Render, but not being able to clean up the frag. As Cindy picks up this first frag onto Yule here, we've got Kaba up on the pipe, will probably go down, and he does to Dilly. Faithless gets taken out, so pretty even fight here, could go either way, but Pablo picks up Render, and Pablo also gets another frag onto Nat, and surely he'll be able to get the cap here as well, and yes, Pablo having a fantastic last push there.
He certainly was. He was able to pick that one up. The score is now 2-0 in favor of One Night Stand, so proving that they are a very, very capable team here, but Gossip Girls still have time to get back into it. There's 9 minutes on the clock. It's going to be ticking down by the time they get to the mid to about 8.5 minutes, but that is tons and tons of time. Yule hits a great sticky there onto Cindy, and another one forcing down onto the health kit. But, there's the frag as well. Kaba coming in for the return, though, as both the demos taken out of this fight. Tombury's going to jump in, and Arnold has been slaughtered, pushed into a corner. Vinti's been crushed by Nat in the behind area, but they are going to be able to keep their medic alive, and that's very important. Or they might be able to keep their medic alive. Nat is going to try and prove me wrong here as he hangs out in that upper area. Tombury knows exactly where he is, but that might not be able to stop him as Nat goes in for the bomb. Vinti with a great surf, though, and there's no way that he's going down.
Yeah, the soldier bomb.
Let me just read a couple of donations out here real quick while we have some time. We did have an anonymous donation of $15 saying, "Good morning, everyone." A donation from someone calling himself One More, $1. Boom, here's another dollar. Someone calling himself Jeff Bridges gave us $20. What is Tip of the Hats? Well, you are here watching it. You get to find out pretty soon. There's a couple of others here. Sandra Saunders, Wicked, saying bananas. And then another anonymous donation of $46. Congratulations on over 100K so quickly. This is a great charity and definitely worth it to donate to. Well, indeed it is. This is Tip of the Hats. We are donating 100% of the money that you donate to One Step Camp. That is a charity camp for children with cancer.
And it's great work that they do as well. It's fantastic. I've been watching the stream and seen the intro at the beginning where they were talking to you about it, and it's a fantastic cause. It's brilliant. So very happy to be able to do this stuff for the stream as well, and to be able to get such great entertainment out of these two teams, which are now colliding on the second point, trading frags either way. Vinti has gone down in the middle of that, so that's a heal advantage in favor, but Pablo has just ran straight onto the point, takes a 1v1 against Faithless. Dorky's going to come in to help him out, and that's 3-0. Boz, that's very fast.
Yeah, the scouts of ONS is doing so much work there. They've been doing these past 2 games. Really fantastic work here from Dorky and Pablo. Really showing their stuff as we get to the 4th mid fight here. see how these two demos decide to take it. It looks like, once again, Yule and Cindy both taking identical rollouts. For another time, Yule and Cindy actually both hitting fantastic dickies on one another. Again, Cave is getting such an aggressive bomb here, but this time not actually able to find a frag. But as I said, he picks up Yule, but Render gets two onto Dorky and Cindy. So this could, he finds another one onto Caber, but the frags just, and he gets another one onto Vinti!
And another...
Render.
That's unbelievable. Render went absolutely ham on that mid-fire. He was just picking people up left, right, and center. I think that One Night Stand didn't really view him as a threat at first, and then when he came back in and took down Vinci, they knew that they had to focus him down quickly, otherwise he was getting those frags. And then the final frag down onto Pablo as well. It was great. I was believing for a moment. I thought he was going to take down Tombury as well and win the mid-fight for his team.
That would have been an absolute miracle play if we had seen that, but sadly it wasn't to be, as Tombury manages to clean up that frag and slowly capping this midpoint here, not having that pain train, so we're just seeing a 1x cap. Actually, I believe this is a pause.
Yeah, they have paused for some reason, some technical issues for one of the teams. We don't quite know what's going on there, as that's 90 seconds in the future from what we're seeing. But these two teams at the moment, we thought they'd be a little more fairly matched, but One Night Stand maybe running away with this a little bit for us. Gossip Girl just the beating bag of this tournament?
It seems like that's what's come to be. I believe Gossip Girl have had another match against Team Impunity, the first place team in L14 for Prem, but I do actually not have word on how that went. So
it was 3-1. It was 3-1 to Team Impunity, but I think that really is quite a respectable scoreline against what's possibly the best team in this tournament. To go close against them and take that 3-1 is pretty good. So Gossip Girl definitely have it in them to make a fight out of these games, but just on the losing end of most of the engagements.
Well, ladies and gents, I just want to remind you guys, once again, you're watching the Tip of the Hat stream. This is Oz Fortress. It is the 6v6 Australian, New Zealand, and sort of that whole region of the world that I'm less familiar with. 6v6, of course, the competitive mode that has been played for just ages in Team Fortress 2, and hasn't always been the most popular way to play the game, but Valve definitely has taken a look at it, and certainly is one of my passions here. Is why I've been casting so much 6v6 and 9v9 the last few hours. Of course, we are joined by Sideshow from Europe and by, I think it's Foslam, am I getting their name right? Over from the Australian scene in the casting booth.
Yeah, and it's been a fantastic series of games so far. Yeah, as you alluded to there, the 6v6 mode potentially going to be used as maybe a basis for matchmaking that's coming out in TF2 at some unspecified point. Valve are definitely working on it. They've confirmed that things are happening, and we can see things in the update files, but no word yet as to the exact format or anything like that. So we're all waiting with bated breath over here, as we are for the whole Alien thing that everyone's going nuts about recently. But we'll have to wait and see how those things pan out. At the moment, we're just playing our version of 6v6, which the community's been working on, as Sel alluded to, for many years, and slowly refining it into a game that's very fast-paced around these 5 CP maps. But at the moment, we're covering the Oz Fortress games, and Foz, what do Gossip Girls need to do to get back into this?
They just really need to take care of the scouts of ONS, like just Dorky and Pablo are just doing such fantastic work, and they have been over, again, this previous match with Team Pump and Dump, sorry, I suddenly forgot their name. Like, they've been so dominant, much more than I actually would have thought. I mean, taking nothing against Dorky and Pablo, but they actually haven't, I believe Pablo hasn't played in OWL since OWL 12, I believe, and I can't even tell you when Dorky last played. So the fact that they're taking it to Diley and Faithless, two scouts that have been active, for a fairly decent time in the Oz Fortress League, it's definitely a spectacle to behold. So I definitely want to see them try to take care of that. And I think it's all going to come off the back of Render, who's, as you saw, that this last mid-fight, just doing such fantastic work for his own team, but they're just not really being able to follow up on it as much as they would like.
Well, we are past $136,000 raised so far for charity, which is pretty incredible. We've already surpassed last year's total, and we've got another 15 or 16 hours left to cast here. I just want to read a couple more donations off here from the list. So Sneaky says, greetings from Sweden. This is my second donation, and I'm really hoping to get that NA versus EU 6s on the road. I really hope we can reach that 200K mark. We need your help to reach 200K, but do recall if we hit that $137,000 mark in the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to cast around with a Kermit voice. So I want to see you guys pouring your hearts out here. Open the wallets just a little bit. Get us over that $137,000 mark, and then who knows? Maybe every $1,000 after that, we'll think of something crazy to add to this cast. We're trying to keep you guys entertained. We're trying to help kids out today. So open the wallets, tipofthehats.org/donate.
Do it for the kids. Do it for
Absolutely,
the kids.
Absolutely. Is that the return of Mr. Slynn as well?
Yes, it is.
He's back on the couch with you guys and ready for some more Oz Fortress gameplay.
Honestly, it's been a great series of matches so far. Like, these teams are pouring their heart out and souls out for you guys and really putting on a good show. And yeah, seeing some high-level TF2. I mean, you don't get to see that every day, especially when you're cruising the pubs. It's not the same experience, but like you got guys like Faithless who hit like these insane headshots. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, it absolutely is, you guys. This is the highest level of Australian TF2 players, pretty much. Like people in the Twitch chat, of course, have been talking about Muzelk, which they're all pretty impressed with that guy, and I have to say I probably would be too if I knew who we were talking about. But I've not been in the TF2 scene for like a year. I'm terrible. But I will say I do know some of the players that we've been watching in the last couple of hours. Yuki, Aporia, Nat I've seen, because I casted some of their games way back in the day when we were doing the the big European lands, and even before that, I enjoyed the Australian scene back with back when we were casting with like Griever. So these guys know what they're doing. They're absolutely like professional style players. They are very good at the game, and so we're trying to showcase some of the best TF2 around, at least from the Australian scene, for you guys who were here, at 5:40 a.m. Chicago time, as we're sitting here in the booth with like. I think Slynn might be a little bit tired. He's fatigued. He's been here for the full 16 hours. I actually went to sleep and woke up, so I am perfectly happy. Looks like Get a Whale, Mike Lockman with a $100 donation on the screen right there, getting us closer to that $137,000. We're almost there. I'm pretty sure. Just put us over the top, and you can hear me with the Kermit voice for at least a round. If it's a really quick round, maybe we'll give you 2.
It'd be really good.
I've done it before. I actually did one where I cast Kermit, and then what was the guy's? It was Kuhn, I think. Cast as Elmo. Mm-hmm. We did a Kermit and Elmo cast.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's somewhere on my YouTube channel actually. Ethug. Oh, there's a name I haven't seen in a little while. Ethug donating $50 on the stream right now. Guys, keep pushing us over the top during this pause. This is fantastic. I'd love to see this. So Ethug says, greetings from Norway. Oh no, it's gone. All right. Sideshow, you are my inspiration, my one true love. With you, I feel like I can do anything, and with that, I will donate these 50 for the kids. This message has been a product of Meme Tech Industries.
Oh, Meme Tech Industries is so well known in the memeing industry.
They're a cornerstone of all good memeing. I mean, they really provide a lot to the whole scene. But yeah, the pause I think is potentially going to come off at some point. There was a small unpause and repause, so I don't know quite what's going on with these guys. But in the meantime, we'll carry on reading out these donations that are all for the very good cause that the stream's going towards. And,
we will. So Get a Whale gave us $100. Of course, he said, hello, I am pleased to hear Sideshow not have to whispercast. I like it when he brings energy and volume. Shout-outs to all people speaking right now on all continents, hosts and casters. Thanks for an amazing first day. Sal doing Kermit rules.
That would be
there is
amazing.
a player actually in this tournament called Elmo as well, so maybe you can do the Kermit cast of Elmo. So,
oh, that's got to happen.
Yeah,
Here
they
we
have
go.
them live again. Here we go. So 5.5 minutes remaining. The score 3-0 in favor of One Night Stand, your red team there. And as Tonbury, the Roman Soldier, bombs in to try and take these players out behind, jumping onto that health kit, he's going to find one in the form of the Scout Faithless. You're going down as well, and that Demonman pick, very important. Demonman is a class that can put out a lot of damage and can lock off a lot of these choke points with the sticky traps. So it's important that they manage to find that frag there as they're moving into second. But Vinti and Cindy are going to be able to pick that one up, I think. Dorky making a lot of room for them in front, taking Diley down, and with Nat pressuring them up top, I think they're going to be able to pick up their second point without losing anybody, and they should be able to set themselves up to pressure last and potentially make this 4-0.
Yeah, we do actually have even Ubis here, so we might once again see a bit of a stalemate. I actually found out the reason of the pause. Apparently, Vinti has randomly dropped offline, and they're getting Sam, one of the scouts for Pumbedom, to potentially fill in, if I'm reading my sources correctly. But we'll see how that plays out. As again, Onus not really wanting to take the fight to Gossip Girls here.
Which is a pity, because Vinti then suddenly disappears. This is the point at which Vinti disconnected, so that Uber charge that they were building up has disappeared for One Night Stand, and they are without a medic at the moment. But as you say, that's soon to be sorted. The team of Gossip Girls, though, is going to use the opportunity really to try and pressure this one forwards.
Well, I'm going to give you guys just a quick update on the stream. We actually aren't seeing anything, so you're going to have to be very, very descriptive with what's going on in that game right
the radio
now.
cast.
The radio cast.
They're trying to get us back up as quickly as possible into the game. But yeah, give us some of that radio cast real quick while we're waiting.
Well, we've got One Night Stand holding middle at the moment, and Gossip Girl are going to be pushing in from that ramp room area. They've come out the bottom and they've used their Uber charge. Sam is in the medic for One Night Stand. Tonbury's trying to get behind them, but it really is just Gossip Girls being able to get on the point at the moment. They've got a lot of position here on the mid. They're getting the cap time. There's a back cap from Kaba, though, and that is going to be difficult for them to deal with.
Yeah, and actually,
Oh, man.
I love it. It's such a
fantastic.
valiant effort too for a radio cast. Like, it's so tough. But,
Oh, jeez.
yeah. Well, we might as well talk more about just what we're here for, which is raising money for charity for One Step Camp, which is a camp for kids with cancer. And we've already raised a tremendous amount of money so far. And when we bring the cast back, we may get a chance to hear Sal do an entire round in his Kermit voice if we get to $137,000. But so far, we've way passed our goals, our expectations. I mean, last year we hit 108,000, and this year we're like 30,000 past that. So it's just quite amazing to see, actually.
It's
We're almost
fantastic,
30,000 past that. We're getting there, right? We need to get to that 137 at least. 138 would be really great this hour. We need your help to get there, of course. And remember that there's all kinds of incentives going on. For example, if you're the type of person who wants me to read out your meme on stream, that can happen. You just put the comment in on the stream there. Or if you're the type of person who wants to be entered for the raffles, for example, that are going on right now. You've got a timed raffle that's going on during the whole Oz Fortress event. That's going to be a bunch of TF2 items. $20, of course. A total of $20 gets you the pin in-game. And then finally, if you're the type of person who just wants to be more entertained on this stream, well, you can vote with your dollars as well. This is all for the same donation, right? You don't have to add additional for this. The incentives that are going on down on the, the bidding wars, I guess, bidding contests. You know, for example, do you want to see the North American server, or do you want to see the European server for the upcoming NA versus EU 6v6, or 6v6
Yeah,
game?
we've been watching some really great Australian, New Zealander TF2 action, but later on today we're going to have North America versus Europe to see who is better, which continent reigns supreme. And it'll be a good match, but you could tip the scales in your favor by putting the server either in North America or in Europe. So that's what the donation incentive is for there.
And we had the North American Highlander team on the North American server yesterday beating the European team, and it was kind of, okay, yeah, they had an excuse. So what we want to see now is let's take the North American players to a European server, and let's cut off their excuse there a little bit. Let's take them on their home turf and win that one too.
Sal, it would be a slaughter. It would be a slaughter on,
I know it would.
on the European server. We would reign supreme. Don't worry about it.
No. Hold up. No, it was going to go the other way.
If you guys are from Europe, you need to get in on that bidding war. Try and make things happen for Europe, or maybe. If you're North American, like Sal says, you just don't want us to have an excuse, but it'll be a great matchup either way.
It's such a shame we couldn't be a bit evil to both teams and force them to play on an Oz server, but that seems to be out of the question, and rightfully so.
With 200 ping, I think nobody would be enjoying themselves from
the
North
casters
America
would be.
Europe.
That would be hilarious.
Looks like we're back in action, so looks like take it away, guys.
Yeah, Gossip
back in
Girl did
action
manage
with-
to find a frag, sorry there, but yeah, Gossip Girl did manage to find a round, but they're on the back foot a little bit in this engagement. Diley running out, trying to get healed by Arnold. The score is 3-1 as the timer ticks down, and we're only 3 seconds left in this match. It is going to be one night stand, so perhaps a little unfortunate time to take us back into the cast. But yeah, the one night stand do manage to take that one 3-1. It looked like Gossip Girls were potentially going to get back into it just at the end there, but one night stand definitely deserved that win. They were in control for the majority of the match.
So is the Oz Fortress, are all these games going to be the 5 capture point type maps?
I believe only for the regular round robin matches. I believe for the grand final we might see a bit of product, which should hopefully be hyped. If anyone managed to catch the Al 14 grand final that happened the other day, they probably would have seen one of the most back and forth games on that map that you've probably seen in a while. So yeah, hopefully we can get that up for the grand final.
Sure. It's been an interesting series of matches so far. We have a round robin style, so all the teams get a chance to play against each other, and then whoever has the most wins from there go on to the semifinals, and then after that we'll go to the grand finals to see who's the best team in Oz Fortress. But it's been a good set of matches so far, I'd say.
Yeah, we've had technical difficulties, but the players have just played on through. They know what the cause is for, right? The purpose today maybe isn't necessarily to see who the very best team is. Of course, we're getting a little bit of a show here. It looks like
taste.
Yuki and Aporia, and I mean we've seen really good
Those
stuff out
guys
of
have
Render
been
too.
Those guys have been teammates. Yuki and Aporia have been teammates for like years.
And they're
it's
very
unbelievable. Yeah, they're very good.
And very, very successful teammates as well. Their teams have, I think they've won out for a ridiculous amount of time. This may be the first season, Foz, am I right? The first season in a long, long time that the team that they are both on has not won the Oz Fortress Winter League.
Yeah, there was a season, I believe it was our 12 when they were known as 10-4 Rubber Duckies, but that was, I believe it didn't have Aporia, but we did see the like of Bulk make his return for that team, but they were actually taken down by the sort of an alternate form of Team Impunity. So in a way, this is their sort of, they've only lost 2, Yuki's I believe has only really lost 2 our seasons in his entire career.
Which is
Whoa.
insane.
Whoa.
That's,
Yeah.
I think that's the most dominant online performance in TF2. It's
might
a
be.
fantastic record, and I mean you have the amazing record of teams like Froyotech from North America. A little bit earlier, we're talking 2 years ago, maybe something like that. We had Epsilon in Europe. They've actually just come back. They're going to be playing in the show match later today, potentially against Froyotech actually. So that'll be an interesting one. But the Oz Fortress record of Yuki and Aporia and those kind of players is absolutely unbelievable.
Well, Yuki himself is a world-class player, one of the best in the world. He was playing everything. Even tonight, he started out on Scout and then he was on Demo Man, so he can play a little bit of everything. I think in the World Championships, he was playing Pocket, so he can literally just do whatever. He's so talented.
He's a consummate TF2 player. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining into the stream, or if you're looking at us on, I think maybe the Twitch front page right now, saying why are a couple of guys sitting in a booth in a TF2 stream right now? You are here on the Tip of the Hats charity live stream. This, of course, is for One Step Camp. It's a charity for kids with cancer, and you can see that donation total right up there in the corner of the stream. It is $136,000
Not
so
too
far.
shabby.
It's not. We are close to forcing me to cast an entire round of Team Fortress 2 competitive mode in a Kermit voice. So we can get there. I know that we can do it. Another $100 donation just came in from MJ, and let me see if we can
Whoa.
find some more.
You should have
comments to
seen
read off, too.
the donations that we have like last night. Right before you got here, we were doing pubs, and Truck and Tag had to play pubs, but like one man doing each one. So like one guy had the mouse and the other guy had the keyboard, and they had to switch.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and we're actually doing that later on today with surfing.
Nice.
So surfing's hard on its own.
Whoa,
but if
yeah.
you can imagine Lang and Truck trying to surf with one hand each, that's what's going to happen later on today, along with a ton of other stuff. This is just like a bunch of anything you can think of in TF2 is pretty much featured here in this stream and Tip of the Hats.
And it's such a diverse game as well that has so many different ways to play it.
Yeah, it does. And of course, right now, what we're putting on for you is a 6 versus 6 tournament. 6 versus 6 in TF2 is the most common competitive way to play, although we do also have the 9 versus 9, which is every single class, one of each playing against each other. 6v6 it's a little more classic. It attracts, your ultra competitive, like super nerd gamers, which of course makes them a lot of fun to watch because all these competitive guys going head to head, like who is the better Soldier? Who's the better demo man? This is the mode to see it in. And we're watching the Australian and New Zealand players duking it out right now for you on stream. Hopefully we'll have another game starting real fast here. Nearly to $137,000 too, which is fantastic. Your money, of course, if you go to tipofthehats.org/donate, is going to go towards a couple of things, right? So you get to select not only the raffle, but if you make the $20 donation, you can get the in-game pin TF2. I mean, if that's something you're interested in, showing off a little shiny brag pin. Of course, we've got the donation incentives that are like little tip jars you can put in. So, like, do I want the next North America versus Europe server? Do I want that to be on the North America or the European server to give those guys a little advantage? And other things are happening too. I know that we're going to have some incentives going on for whatever
Playing
type
them all
of
day
pubbing.
long. I mean, you get these little plushies here that Valve donated to us, and
True.
Valve, it's crazy. Like last minute, they just gave us a bunch of stuff, like a ton of random TF2 things that I've never even seen before. So that's always pretty cool. We got this quilt, one of a kind. Of course, we've been showing that off all day long, but I mean, it's just been a good event.
It really has. And of course, Sean Budd, we got to give the praise to him for starting
The
this
staff
out
has been insane.
and keeping it going. The staff is all insane right now. Our production staff are doing some wild stuff back there.
But you know what's really fun too, and this is the part that doesn't get talked about much on stream, is just like a chance for people to come together. Like people who have been in TF2 for a while, because I mean, Sal's been around for years and has given so much to the community, and just like a bunch of people here, we just known each other for a while, and finally get a chance to come together for once and just like meet up and hang out with your friends that you hang out with online.
I mean, I
so
walked
cool.
in here and I was like, is that Sea Bear? I did a podcast with him for a year and I've never seen him in person.
Sea Bear's never been to an event. He was going to go to like an ESCA LAN once and he didn't actually get to go. And then also like Bloodsire has never been to anything either.
Yeah.
And that was his first time on a plane.
Whoa.
So that was the first time for him on a plane. Admirable, who was here earlier tonight, who got us,
all the way from Ireland.
Ball guy. Yeah, all the way from Ireland. It's crazy. So like, just tons of people from the TF2 community just coming out, supporting. Really appreciate everyone.
Oh my gosh, we are so close to 137,000 right now.
We are like $71 away from a Kermit voice. I can't wait.
Well, I've got fantastic news for you as well, Sal, because you're going to be casting Elmo. The team that we're looking at here is Team Impunity, and their Wonder Scout is called Elmo. So you're going to be doing the Kermit voice cast of a player called Elmo.
That is going to be fantastic. I do want to see. Let's see what kind of memes we've got to read out here. Now, we did have the $100 donation from MJ earlier, who just commented, "Yay!" And then we've had a couple of these I've seen. So Rice donated $5 saying, "Mela, more like Bela. I waited weeks to use this." If you want to just donate like $1 or like whatever the minimum you want to throw in there is, I'll read memes off. I'm perfectly fine doing that. So feel free. Sounds like we're going to have a game starting pretty soon here. We had a donation from somebody called Kermit, $20, who listed forehead, 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 forehead. That might have actually been a reference to me going like this earlier on the stream. I'm not sure because I was sitting there like looking at something. Who knows? Is the game starting, or are we still sitting here watching me? Do we have to watch me? My face is terrible. But anyway, $10 from
Not that
Crunchy
bad,
Spider.
I like it.
Saying derp. $35 from, let's see, Butterstula90. That's Heyo from Germany. You guys are doing an amazing job. Oh, thanks. Keep it up, and shout out to the whole TF2 community.
Well, looks like we're going live here on CP Gully Wash, another 5CP map, and looks like we've got two teams for you lined up. It looks like it's Gossip Girls versus a team that I haven't heard of before. Maybe, Foz.
This is Team Impunity. These are the #1 team coming into this, but they are crumbling at the beginning. Actually, Gossip Girl getting such a good beginning here. Only 2 players left alive, 1 scout on 14 health, and that's a full wipe. Foz, I wasn't expecting that. This team are they are the recent winners of the Oz Fortress tournament, the Oz Fortress season, in fact, and #1 seed in this tournament.
Yeah, they just came off of really dominating our 14 season, taking a win, a very impressive win over Pumbedom. But that mid-fight just crumbled the moment Yule got that great sticky, dropping Paulson almost instantly, and the frag snowballed away. But Joe managing to clean up Brenda here, and it looks like Impunity not wanting to waste a single second, send Elmo forward, but the stickies of Yule pick him off. So that's a 1-to-1 trade here, and we might see a bit of a stalemate here.
They're going to be prodding around the choke point. Both of the teams have lost a single player, so they do not want to make their way in through the choke point. It's a spam-based FPS TF2, so the movement forwards and backwards is controlled by how much damage you're taking and how much damage you're putting out. And when you're going through those choke points, you take a ton of damage there. So Render and Arnold are going to get set up with their Uber charge and see now if they can just spam the other team in order to either make some room or possibly find a pick. If they get one player down on the enemy team, then they're going to be able to make a bit of a move, but it's actually Faithless who drops on the flank. That's a scout down. It makes the flank a little weaker, and it allows them to trade the Uber charges in through this choke point. Geo using it forwards, going so deep here, trying to get onto Yule, but he is just going to get picked up in the background. It's allowed their flank to come in though, Foz.
Well, guys, I
Yeah,
just want to point out the Twitch chat is going nuts right now because we have just passed $137,000. Now, I'm going to give people their money's worth. I want you guys to finish this round out, and next round, I'm going to come into the cast.
Brilliant stuff, brilliant
That
stuff.
sounds fantastic. Well done to everyone who put their money forward to make this happen. But yeah, we see Gossip Girls taking a really interesting transition fight there, and actually aren't managing to survive. You're right, Giro launched himself really aggressively forward onto mid there, which is something he's known for. Like, post Yuki switching off to play Demo and Scout, I think many people accept Giro to be the best pocket in Australia at the moment. But yeah, a bit surprising that he just got demolished by, I believe it was Yule there. Start of the fight, but oh, madness. A fantastic start picking off Yule as before getting cleaned up by Nat, but clearly getting a great fan onto Brand Sibling, so this fight could still go either way. Oh, but Giro getting a great frag onto Render before Nat up top, just getting a sneaky rocket to finish him off. It's a relatively even fight here.
Yeah, they do have that Uber advantage though. They've got 75% on the medic of Brutalix. The way the Uber charges work is that gives them about 10 seconds of a window of opportunity to use that Uber charge, give themselves invulnerability, and take out that opposing medic. But Brutalix has that Uber ticking up, and they have overextended completely here, Team Gossip Girl. And with only 3 players alive, now only 2, and both of them on mid in a bit of a sticky situation. It could be a full team wipe here from Gossip Girl, and Impunity really trying to take it forwards on this first round.
Yeah, you're getting a nice little pipe there at the end to finish off Elmo, but it doesn't matter as all of Gossip Girl just crumble after that bit of a disastrous Uber onto second there, and that led to Arnold just being caught out into the yard as the Demo and his Scout just completely blocked off his path of retreat. And here we go, seeing Team Impunity taking the second point, and with a 50% Uber advantage, they should be barreling their way straight onto last hit, looking to get the first round on the board.
Well, let me just give you guys a quick update here. We've got a couple of donations, $21 from Jet234High, Don't Let Your Memes Be Dreams, from some random Twitch viewer. We've got Biz Nasty, who donated $100. I'm pretty sure I have the same outfit for my soldier as Nat, but in purple. Weird, right? Let's get that Kermit cast Kappa. Finally, looks like I know we've got a lot of action going on, so I'm gonna save this one. You guys go ahead.
Okay, yeah, we see the Uber come in here from Impunity, picking up so many frags. They only lose Rand Sibling and Elmo, and Gio getting a nice rocket to finish off Yule there. And here we go, Impunity taking up the first round. And I believe Salamancer, this is your cue to come in.
Yes, it absolutely is. We do have a $160 donation from Rem. Can Sal talk about this horrific cancer with his Kermit voice? In 1996, a cancer appeared among Tasmanian devils called devil facial tumor disease. It's a cancer with a 100% mortality rate. Not only that, it's contagious. Within 20 years, 80 to 90% of the devil population has died. So yeah, F cancer. And we have Elmo coming out to the midpoint right now that we were watching on stream. And it looks like he gets taken down immediately by a whole bunch of red players there on our Gossip Girls team. Looks like Gossip Girls actually do go down, though. Immunity doing a fantastic job there, taking the midpoint here on Belly Wash, sometimes called the nipple.
The nipple. That's what it's called?
Indeed. Yeah, at least that's what the Europeans were calling it all the time. What?
We're
I'm just teaching the
people.
kids how to call things on this map. It's a perfectly normal way to talk, right? This is an educational stream, after all.
Kermit, where would you be pushing this Uber advantage if you were Team Impunity right now?
Well, I've got to say that right now they are holding on to it quite well. If I were the red team, I might have actually dove somebody in just to force that Uber, but it looks like they're going in underneath, and this might be a quick round for them. Yao down already, and so with Nat trying to hold this flank, it looks like the blue team Immunity may be walking straight in the door, invulnerable and unstoppable. Nat going to try and jump in and stop things, clean them up, but it might be too late with a player on the point. The blue team will win the round.
Wow, Kermit, that was impressive casting there. I had no idea you were so knowledgeable about Team Fortress 2. This is quite impressive. Tell me more.
Oh my goodness! I don't know if I can tell you all that much more, frankly, but
But I'll tell you what, guys. If we can get up to $138,000, I'll do it again.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Fantastic
the
stuff.
chat goes wild, dude.
Let's make this
So many
happen for the
frogs.
grand final.
Yeah, 2-0 on the board at the moment, though, in terms of the scoreline. Team Impunity doing really well. Gossip Girls came out of the gate absolutely flying, but Team Impunity ground them to a halt and really trying to stop them getting any further ground there. I'm holding my breath as Arnold went down to that final rocket by Geo. He was taking so much damage from the scout. I thought he was potentially going to get out, but that's given Brutalix a huge Ubercharge advantage. They're going to be able to use this Uber into last, and that's such a big advantage. Normally when you're pushing into last with an Uber, it's almost a guaranteed win. It's going to be very difficult for Gossip Girl to be able to stall them out, but they're going to try and use that sentry at the same time. And Arnold instantly picked once again. Yule, the demo man, has those stickies that he's raining out onto people, and they're actually doing a good job of just getting these frags. The sentry is going to try and get onto the roaming soldier there, and that's a full wipe from Team Impunity. They managed to hold on. Great defense.
Yeah, a bit of a questionable way to push in that Uber. Again, bit of a disconnect from all that team member, and what looked like a great initial frag onto Arnold. Post that, everyone was just in such an awkward position, and just a superior transition fight from Gossip Girls, managing to clean them up. Ransibling did try to go for a sneaky back cap, but he really had no chance here. And here we go, Arnold picking him up about a 15-20% advantage, but it probably not be enough to see Render push in. And actually we see Ransibling in with a great bomb free choke, leaving room for all the rest of the team to come in. Paulson is the first frag, and Madness goes down as well, but they have picked up Render. But Impunity really need another frag here if they want to be able to stand this fight, and no, they just back out.
The rest of Gossip Girl are going to make their way up to the choke point, trying to just feel out for where the IM players are holding. Daily going to drop through the drop down and maybe see if he can make some room from there. They need to span them out and try and get in through the choke. They had a small Uber advantage, but they didn't, I think, realize that they had it. And so, as they pressure in, they're going to be trading these Ubers, both butting heads. Invulnerable against Invulnerable here. They can't find any frags on anybody who's not in the Uber charge, and it's going to be Geo who's jumping up above, making room for his team, but Render with a triple kill. That's insane.
That's what happens when you get backed into a corner and into a choke point like that against a massively spammy character like the Soldier. TF2, of course, all about the explosive area damage like that. Remember, guys, you are watching the Tip of the Hats charity live stream. We are at $137,000 right now raised so far for One Step Camp for Children's Oncology Services. That's kids with cancer going to summer camp.
And I just want to say, like, you know, we've been getting a ton of donations, and we really appreciate all your support. We're reading all of them. Might not be able to read all of them on stream, but we're definitely reading all of them. We really appreciate your support, so thank you so much.
The Team Impunity here making their way onto second. The defensive classes coming out, we do see a lot of classes in 6v6. The default ones are the ones you see on your screen for Team Impunity. Teams normally run a medic, a demoman, 2 soldiers, and 2 scouts. But the off classes, as they're called, all the other classes in TF2 get used for the defense, and in occasional situations, Daily running the sniper down this riverside area is going to be able to see quite a few people, takes a shot but doesn't quite hit anything. Going to be backing up where Faithless has the sentry gun, and in comes the Uber charge. They don't realize that there's a sentry there either, and Paulson's going to get attacked by it. He's got some stickies on it, going to be able to take that one down, and with Arnold dropping as well, this defense could be in dire straits. They need to collapse on them. They need to start doing damage now.
Yeah, the positioning here, though, for oh, very nice cleanup there from Render and Faithless at the tail end of that fight. But yeah, the all of Impunity were just forced onto the ground there, and you still had players like Yule and Render just managing to get a bit of high ground, which really turned the tide of that fight, as we see Impunity once again sort of botching a last push, giving Gossip Girls another chance to push out onto second and hopefully push straight back out onto mid here. Which is exactly what they're doing, as Nat comes in for a big bomb, making so much room for his team, getting onto middle point, but forced away by Ransibling with a great rocket. Faith also picks up Madness on the flank though, so again, this could go either way, but Elmo picking up Daily cues all of Gossip Girl to back out. They do have to watch out. Ransibling's about to jump really aggressively, gets one rocket, and Paulson gets a sticky to clean up that frag. Fantastic coordination from the roamer and the demo there, as Elmo picks up Yule, and this is probably going to be another round to Team Impunity.
Such fantastic teamwork from all of these people, but Nat's just going to wander in. He decides that he can do it all on his lonesome there and takes down Brutalix. Gets the frag on Paulson as well. As Paulson was hanging around that health gap, I'm not even sure whether he meant to kill him there, but he picks up the medic and the demo man. Great play, and actually gets out as well. Fantastic stuff from the soldier of Gossip Girl there, saving that round for his team perhaps.
Yeah, Nats on all of these, pretty much every last hold we've seen, he's just doing so fantastic work. And again, that's fashioned Arnold a really significant Uber advantage. And Daily picks up Geo, which is such a crucial frag. He's such a key player for Team Impunity that I think this should just be cue for Gossip Girl to push straight in with this player advantage, not even wait for that Uber. But as we see, this render goes down super low, and Faithless is actually the first casualty. As I turns out, going straight in was possibly not the best idea, as they dropped 3 players almost instantly, only managing to pick up Rand's sibling.
They're going to have that Uber charge to work with now, though, and they're just hanging around in the lower lobby area. Maybe just going to have to back out. Maybe the holding the last would be the best situation for them.
That's exactly what we see. But Matt in the fight to them, getting super fiddly, and he manages to make Arnold pop to save his soldier of Render. Actually, Arnold going down super low himself. And here we go. The counter Uber comes out from Geo. Ooh, you're getting a nice little sticky. But here come the flood of players from Impunity. But
big medic pick.
With the sneaky arrow. And we've got Rand Sibling on last point, and he's just probably going to be able to cap it out. Rand Sibling taking on a 2v1 there. Demo and Soldier, and cleaning them up. Fantastic work there from the Roma of the Roma Merc, I should say, of Impunity.
You know who else has been doing fantastic work is all the donators to the stream already. $137,000, almost $138 now so far. Remember, you can keep donating if you want. And of course, if you haven't donated yet, we strongly encourage you to. There's all kinds of raffles and prizes. I think the more money you donate, the more tickets you have, essentially, dollars in the game to enter those raffles. So keep going. And of course, $138,000, I will once again cast in the Kermit voice. I think maybe every $1,000 mark from here on out until I'm done with the Oz Fortress scene. We'll have more and more
as well.
Yeah, hey, that doesn't actually hurt the voice box all that much. We can do Kermit all day if we need to.
Oh, very good, very good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Kermit all day sounds like something I'd be very interested in. Oh, Rand Sibling with a fantastic bomb down in the Riverside area.
Crazy. Yeah.
I did an incredible amount of damage. Nearly managed to pick up the frag onto the demo man of Yule as well, but the pipes were a little bit too strong there, and he lost his life. But Arnold goes down, and that means there's no heals on the board. The medic, probably the most important class in competitive TF2, because they're able to dish out the heals, and they also have that Uber charge, makes you invulnerable. It's such a big advantage to have Brutalix on the board without Arnold. Arnold, the last spawner left alive here, and it's going to be 4-0 to Team Impunity. And Gossip Girl looked like they really had a chance here at the beginning, but as soon as they lost that first round, it started to snowball a little bit, and there only needs to be one more round in the next 10 minutes in favor of Impunity to activate the Mercy rule, and that will be a game done in favor of this this very decorated team.
Yeah, this first mid from Gossip Girl was so incredibly dominating. But you're right, they just snowballed rounds from that. And here we go, both mids are going pretty quickly, but Geo and Elmo, and Geo getting actually another frag, cleaning up Render, Nat, and Faithless. Arnold also goes down, Yule follows as well. Elmo having a fantastic mid here on Scout. Is probably going to pick up Dilly as well, as he just makes his way around mid, trying to at least buy as much time for his team as possible. But Geo cleans up that frag. And only one spawner initially up. Oh, that's Faithless, looking to set up a sentry gun on last year, but this could potentially be the end of the map right here, Sideshow.
It could indeed. They only need this one last push, and they do have that huge Uber advantage. Faithless going to be building the sentry in that left-hand side area, but Brutalix is just thinking with his team. They're all communicating on the best way to push this. That's not the best way to push it. They dropped a scout to the sticky trap instantly there, and they're getting stuffed back in by the pyro. Great off-clutch from Diley.
Oh, that's sick.
That is disgusting, a double air shot right there on last point, but it looks like Impunity so close to closing out this match, and it's like just not enough right there. It looks like Nat and the spam and the sentry gun is still up there to hold that off, so Impunity gonna have to try again in just a second. They're peeking top left balcony. Let's see if they can get this done.
Yeah, once again, Ran Sibling just coming up behind with, I believe it was Elmer, getting so much time on this cap here. It was probably about a quarter of a second away from being capped, but the frags just managed to fall the right way into Gossip Girls. There's actually push out here, but they immediately lose Paulson as they Uber out. Render hitting a fantastic shot on Debris Leaks there, cleaning up Geo as well. Surely they'll pick up Paulson, and yes, Diley gets that frag. Despite losing...
Oh, the back cap is in! Oh, that's so unfortunate!
and Ran Sibling closing it up 5-0.
Oh, and you got to feel it there for Gossip Girl because particularly Render took that Ubercharge out, absolutely destroyed Brutalix with an air shot that was just a fantastic level of skill, doing so much work with the Ubercharge and the flank. They leave it open, a player is able to get in behind, and they cap out that last point, secure themselves the victory over the map, 5-0. Wow.
Yeah, impunity acting with impunity that match. That was pretty terribly scary for them. I was impressed, obviously.
Yeah,
we are
really
back
good.
to the couch. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sal. I'm joined by Mr. Slyn on the couch here. We are your hosts for the morning, I guess, here in the U.S.
And we were joined by Foz and the Sideshow on the cast there. And we got more matches for you all day today. We got Oz Fortress matches for this exhibition match, and then later on we have NA versus EU, so the top NA versus EU teams facing off to see who's the best. But this has just been all such a great event. I want to give a quick shout out here to our sponsors. Twitch is the website we're streaming on, Ignite Gaming Lounge, where we're hosting this live from Chicago. Amazing. And also TF2 Outpost, iBuyPower, Backpack.tf, and Zowie for providing us with amazing stuff to give away to you guys. And yeah, thank you so much for your support so far. We really appreciate it. Donations like these from Blitzen, awesome.
Yeah.
You know, just any amount helps, and we really appreciate it.
And speaking of donations, you can get your comments read on air if you want. Just put a comment in there, and I will absolutely be reading these off. So, for example, Blitzen, $10. Sal, what are those? Loving the casting from all corners of the globe. Keep it up, guys. Do it for the kids. Let's see. Gigatex with a $20 donation. Really wish I could donate more, but this is all the money I have now, which is just fantastic. Whatever you guys can afford. It doesn't have to be 20. It doesn't have to be $1. Anything you can do to help. Let's see. Emil Larson saying, hey, shout out to Denmark, $5 donation. We had High Voltage Lemon Battery. Cancer sucks. $20 donation. This guy knows.
He knows cancer sucks.
And finally, we had Zerkov donating $30, saying cheers. Cheers to you, Zerkov, and cheers to everybody who's donated so far. We are nearly to $138,000 now, which has blown last year's target out of the water. I figure we can hit 200. I think it can happen this year. It can happen with your help, but...
Well, you know what's crazy is we started the stream at 12 o'clock Eastern yesterday, and it is... I don't know, 6 o'clock Eastern now?
It's 6 in the morning.
It's like 6 in the morning here, but it's 7 o'clock Eastern. So we've been going for like 19 hours, and we still have plenty more stream left to go. We're going to go all the way until midnight Chicago time.
Wow.
So we got another 17 hours ahead of us. We got a lot of TF2. We got a lot of stuff planned for you guys, a lot of surprises, a lot more people coming in. I mean, this is just a small taste of the crew we have. Most of the people actually went to sleep because you know, it's so early in the morning. We got the morning crew here.
That's right. You're here with the overnight shift.
It's like, what up, the cool kids? You know, we got to import casters from abroad because of the people who are actually awake at normal sane people hours. But it's been really great so far. And like I said, we have more people coming in later tonight, and or I guess later today.
And we'll be playing all kinds of Team Fortress 2 for you guys, your entertainment. That's what the Streamathon is all about. You guys being entertained and you guys opening up your wallets for One Step Camp charities. Right now, the entertainment's coming in the form of some tip-top players from Australia showcasing what it looks like to play 6 versus 6 competitive. They've been doing a round-robin little style, everybody plays each other thing, and then they'll be going into a elimination bracket, I think, very shortly.
And we're doing this for a couple hours, and then afterwards, just to give you guys a heads up on the schedule, we're doing some pubs. So we'll have some community members coming in here and playing with us. We'll have some source filmmaker artwork that we're showing off for you guys. Actually, that was made for Tip of the Hats, which is really cool. And then later on today, we have North America versus Europe, top teams there. We have some CSGO uncrating, sponsored by Backpack TF, so maybe you guys will see some cool stuff there. And CSGO surfing, which will be just like top surfers in the world showing off their skills on a surf map. And Dota Fortress. Have you seen Dota Fortress? You know Dota Fortress.
You know what? I don't think I've seen Dota
It's crazy. Like, the end of the day will end with Dota Fortress, so we'll have like 40 different people that you could pick from, and you just like form teams. So like you have like 6 medics, you have like a whole bunch of scouts and soldiers and gentlemen to choose from, and you pick your teams. And actually, I think we have bands too. We have a band phase and then a pick phase.
Yeah, okay.
And
So
it's
it's Dota.
Yeah, and I
Straight up.
saw the preview for the selection screen, and it looks like Dota.
Wow.
Like, Lang put this thing together. It looks ridiculous. You could just, like, move players in that.
So how does the actual game mode work?
It's just Team Fortress 2. I mean,
okay,
we're still playing Team Fortress. We're not playing
Oh,
Dota.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Oh, but-
this
okay,
isn't
but
Team
it's
Fortress
like-
2 players trying to play Dota, no.
But like with the medic, for example, you can say, okay, I'm going to ban the regular Ubercharge medic. I only want to see a quick fix medic.
Or you ban specific players.
Players. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so
okay,
we have
okay.
we have a ton of like the best players in the world here at the event, but also online will be playing with us. So it'll be a good time.
I'm going to be playing in that Dota Fortress event. I'm
Nice.
going to look forward to not getting picked.
I heard that everyone gets to play actually,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think I'm in there too, but we'll see what happens.
That'll be awesome.
It'll be a good time. Yeah, for sure. So we've been watching a lot of Oz Fortress TF2, and we have a couple more matches lined up for you guys in this because we're just almost finishing up the round robin phase of it, and then we'll go into the semi/grand finals part to see who.
We have just watched the grand finals.
Yes.
Son. That was the grand finals.
That was the grand
sorry,
finals?
Semi
No, you're
semi-final.
scaring me.
Goodness
That was the
No, I
semis.
scared myself
Okay.
there. I said the wrong word. Yeah, semi-final. That was a semi-final between Team Impunity and Gossip Girl.
So do we
we're
have one
just
more
waiting for-
semifinal then, or?
We're waiting for the other semi to
Okay.
finish up.
Okay,
and
that
it should be
makes
finished in about 5 minutes. Time.
Finished. Shouldn't we be watching that like right
no,
now?
we had to miss some of them. We had to pick a match to watch. We
Oh.
were trying to run them all at the same time. So after
Okay.
that match finishes, then we'll go into the grand finals then. So
Are they playing just one match for the grand final too?
No,
Are they
that's
playing-
best of 3.
Best of 3.
Yeah,
Okay,
cool.
so we get a lot more TF2 coming your way very shortly. We're just going to sit here and wait for one
and
of
a
those
lot more
other
chances
matches.
for us to maybe hear your current voice again. That was really funny.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that was really
So,
good.
like I said, at every $1,000 mark, I'm going to jump into a cast and cast a game as Kermit here just for your entertainment. And, of course, if you are just tuning in from the Twitch front page or wherever you're showing up from, this is the Tip of the Hats charity stream. We are raising money for kids with cancer to have a normal summer camp experience. Of course, I don't know how many of you have actually been to summer camp. Celine, have you?
I did not have a childhood.
Okay, no childhood there.
I did not go to summer
I
camp.
had a bit of a childhood. I was in the Boy Scouts, did the whole Eagle Scout thing, as,
Oh, did
as
you
well
really?
as a couple of other guys, I think, on the stream and otherwise. And it was always a great experience for me. I never had any issues like cancer, of course, as a kid growing up. I can imagine that an issue like that,
Would be
keeping you
tough as a kid.
hospitalized, keeping you go through a whole lot, right? And One Step Camp just tries to set it up so that these kids can have a normal camp experience. You know, go get out on a boat, go sailing, go
Yeah.
do a ropes course or whatever kind of fun things it is they can do out
Yeah.
there.
I mean, cancer as an adult is hard enough to deal with, but as
Yeah.
a kid, it's like very overwhelming. And this is just a great program because they have a chance to just go to camp and actually be taken care of, and they have everything they need so that they can just have a normal experience. Like they have doctors on staff the whole time, and then they can get like chemo treatments there. It's crazy what the lengths they go to make sure that these kids can just have a good time, have a normal week. I think they have 2 different weeks that they run the program in, but it's a really good cause.
And that's where 100% of your money goes to today if you donate. So there's no fees lopped off the top of this particular charity right here. 100% goes to One Step Camp so that they can run that camp. We appreciate everybody donating up in that corner of the stream right over there. Your name will show up however you want it. If you want it to be anonymous, it'll be anonymous. Don't worry. Just hit that tip of the
The anonymous button.
tipofthehats.org/donate, and there is an anonymous button. You can fix that up for yourself. Not hard to figure out unless you are totally technically illiterate like my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend's illiterate?
Oh,
She's
so-
right here. You know, she's on the other side of that wall.
No,
right?
she's asleep right now. It's
Oh,
good.
okay,
It's all
okay.
right.
Good, good.
She,
I know
she
you
did not want to get up at 3 in the morning. We do have a couple of donations here I want to read off, so let me just take a minute to do that while we're waiting. You can comment as you donate, of course. That's one of the little perks of donating. So Bloodis, for example, writes with $20, I really love watching 6v6 in an event like this, but more do I love knowing how much you all guys are helping the kids with this cause. And as for the NA versus EU 6v6 event later today, go EU. Yeah, $20 anonymous donation for my friends who were taken too soon. Thank you for the true kindness in your hearts and for the people I'm donating along with in a true kind heart. I tip my hat to you guys.
Bob with them.
This one gets tipped for you, man. So glad the HUD hasn't broken during the event, says Omnibombulator. So I can sit back and enjoy everything. Thanks to everyone involved. Let's hit the 200K. I agree. Thank you.
Thanks, Omni. You're the best.
Chuck with a $100 donation. That's sizable. Been following all the other years. Finally have the money to donate. Great cause to support and great casting as well. Aw, thank you. And then, of course, our actual casters, not the the old washed-up has-beens. Who are
Hey, who you
online
calling
right
has been,
now.
man? Whoa.
No, no,
Whoa.
that's me.
Sal.
That's myself. I'm calling myself. I know that
No,
the
I know,
sideshow.
Just kidding.
I'm
I'm
saying that's
washed
too
up,
harsh,
no.
Sal. Too harsh. Sal. You've still got it. It never leaves you.
It's true.
Dan SH or Dan SCH, $8 donation. A great stream so far. Keep it up like that. Also excited for the NA versus EU Sixes match today. I know I am as well. I might be on a plane depending on when
Yeah.
that's actually happening. When is that happening on the schedule?
Later today. It's actually, I think, 12 o'clock Chicago time.
Okay, I'll
So,
be at
1
the
o'clock.
airport, but I'll have my phone. I'll have Twitch up. I'll be watching it as much as I can.
Okay.
A $20 donation from Mouch. Hey guys, having a lot of fun with you. Keep it up and have a nice day. Oh, thank you. Let's see, Joe Dameron and Nicole Dameron, I'm not sure which, $10 donation. Please hug and or kiss that poor spy crab. He looks so sad. Also, hello from Southern Illinois. Wish I were there. Well, you're fairly close to us then because we're in Chicago at the Ignite Gaming Lounge.
Yeah. The spy crab is actually one of many things you can get
Yes, it is.
from the donation incentives. And it also has like a little, I saw this, I don't know if you've seen this, like it has a little scratching thing you can do on here. You can scratch off a code.
Oh, nice.
And then like
oh, you
there's
get
a
the
spy
in-game-
crab
yeah,
in-game apparently.
in-game item.
Yeah, like he sits on the spy's shoulder like this in-game. Pretty cool.
Well, guys, we're very close to $138,000 total right now, which means if we hit that, we may start off the next round with a Kermit cast. I don't know. $40 from the Dossie just came in. Hey, guys, shout out from Germany. Cheers to all people who are watching this and all who donate towards this. I agree. Finally, $2 from RSA. Tom K. from Sweden. Last names are interesting. Mr. Butcher was probably a butcher. Mrs. Baker is probably a baker. And then there's Mr. Dickinson.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's an interesting one. You know, seems good. The email that seems good. His last name is Diamond, Paul. So, is he just a diamond in the rough, or does his family made diamonds, or?
Yeah,
What do you think?
he could actually be behind the blood diamond trade for all we know.
Ooh, yeah, seems good.
I don't know. All right, anyway.
Seems good as like it's an email. It's thumbs up.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's him giving the thumbs up to the blood diamond trade.
The blood diamond trade. Well, you heard it here first. The hard-hitting investigative journalism here
Yeah.
on the Tip of the Hats charity live stream for
Yeah.
cancer. We're I guess still waiting on the semifinal. Is that right? Going on? Are you guys watching that on the stream?
We are actually done with
We're
both
done with it.
semi-finals. Pump and Dump, I believe, taking a 3-0 victory over ONS on Golf Product. Sorry, keep forgetting that the name has been changed in this latest version.
Okay.
So we will be going with our grand final, Pump and Dump versus Team Impunity,
All
a little
right.
Awesome.
rematch of the AL14 grand final that happened just a few days ago.
And that's from my perspective. You've got Yuki and Aporia, who were on the old Team Immunity, and they are now going to be fighting against Team Impunity today. Is that right?
Very
It
confusing.
is indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, maybe the name's slightly confusing, but the game maybe went the opposite way to the way that you would expect, Sal, because Yuki and Aporia did lose that Owl 14 Grand Final 3-0 in the best of 5, so they'll be looking for
Whoa.
some revenge in this one.
Whoa, did not know that. Those guys have been
Yeah,
so good for so long, but
Yeah, they
absolutely.
have.
It's a slightly different team that they're working with, or have been working with this season, and so Team Impunity came out in fantastic form. I mean, Foz was there and watching and casting, so I think he'll have a better insight as well. But they just really took it to them this season. Team Impunity, sorry. I'm getting confused.
it's always cool to see like this like shake up in different scenes where like, you know, not always the first place team is winning, because I know for Immunity they were winning for like 2 years straight in Australia, so it's good to see like new fresh faces that are winning as well and
Yeah, it is.
making their way up there.
We're getting donations streaming in right now, guys. So as the grand finals look to begin very soon, we may have some Kermit casting going on there. Every $1,000 mark, I'm going to do the Kermit voice for a cast.
Well, the other thing too is that we have like a timed donation incentive,
we
and
do.
it actually ends at the end of this match then, because this is going to be the last match.
Well,
that
there
we
will
do
be there will be
for-
3 maps. So this is going to be at the end of the 3 maps. $500 just came in. Let's see if there's a comment
Oh,
behind
my
that
goodness.
one. That is a big.
But yeah,
donation.
if you donate at least $5 in the next within
Not
the next
500,
3,
just 5.
yeah, at least $5 in the next like 3 maps, then you can have a chance to win some TF2 items we're giving away.
Well, okay, so I just want to point out the $500 actually came in from ONS Tonberry. That's Timothy Kuzniers. He's put his name visible. And so $500 from him. Big thanks to the AU and community and ONS. Let's tip those hats for a great cause. Thank you.
Thanks, Don Barry. Very nice of you.
And then we've got another one here from Rick Lucassen. 24 cents. All the money I made with YouTube uploading TF2. It's now going to a good place.
Yeah, you know, YouTube not as good as some other websites out there that you could be using.
True fact. True story.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I don't know. What is that on your shirt? That's
Oh my gosh.
Is that purple? Is that?
It might be purple.
Oh, it's Twitch. Oh, wow. What's that?
Anyway, so hopefully we're going to see some TF2 fairly soon here, so we don't have to make big fools of ourselves. But we are well past $138,000, so I hope our casters don't mind. They can introduce us, but as soon as the action hits the floor here,
We're going to have a friendly green frog to help cast the game.
Dude,
I think that is not a problem at all. The friendly green frog can come and cast the first round of the grand final, which looks like it's going to be going underway very shortly. Both of these teams have 6 players in the server. They're just warming up in the DM mode of TF2 now before they go live and have to execute their rollouts and take us to the first mid-fight. But the teams that we're seeing here are Team Impunity in the blue against Team Pump and Dump in the red. That's PND. So so Pump and Dump are potentially not the favorites coming into this, but they are definitely going to be looking to come out with a victory here because they have got some revenge motivation, seeing as Team Impunity beat them fairly solidly in the L14 Grand Finals.
And just to reintroduce everybody to where we are right now, this, of course, is the One Step Camps charity live stream, Tip of the Hats. I'm your host, Salamancer. This is Mr. Slyn right next to me from Twitch. And, of course, on the line, that gorgeous European voice you're hearing is Sideshow, and the luscious Australian voice. Is it Australian or New Zealand? Kiwi.
It's Australian.
It is Australian. I'm sorry, I'm not cultured at all. Is Foslam. Looks like we are ready to go live very soon with a 6 versus 6 grand final in the Australian Team Fortress 2 series. It's going to be a fun one. These are the best competitive players out there in Australia.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly run through the maps we're having for the grand final. It'll be Badlands, followed by Snakewater, and if it comes to it, Sunshine will be the decider.
Sunshine.
Yes, a bit of a slightly newer addition, but it's worth pointing out. In the grand final, Team Impunity won very comfortably on both Snakewater and Badlands. So, bit of an interesting pick from.
Yeah.
So Sunshine. Explain to me about where the name Sunshine came from, because no, we're not talking about Super Mario Sunshine. This ain't that kind of video game stream. But do you guys know anything about that map? Because it was new since the last time I played.
It's a beautiful map. It's probably one of the most well-made custom maps that we have. It's not official, but it's got this beautiful lighthouse, and it looks very different from all the other maps in TF2, I think. And that it almost got like a CS:GO feel to it because there's these corridors and. It's really interesting. It's got a really great feel to it. It's probably the newest map in the rotation, but it has a lot of potential for future comp use, and they've already accepted it in most of the leagues around the world. So I don't know. I think it's rising in popularity. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so as well. It does have a very beautiful feel to it. They use a lot of custom textures, custom models in the map, and it looks so different to any of the TF2 map that I've seen. It looks really, really beautiful. I agree with you that it looks a little bit like a CS map. It gives me hints of Inferno and things like that. It's got kind of a little bit of an Italian feel. I think there's like a flowers area.
Yeah, there's like a cafe. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Sounds like we're about to go live here, ladies and gentlemen. So,
hopefully we even make it to the third map and you guys get to see it. I mean, the more TF2 we get to see, the better. So.
All right. Well, we passed our $1,000 donation mark for that round. So as soon as we actually get things on the stream, we're gonna hear from Kermit. He's right over there. I promise.
Is he? Is that him?
Yeah. No. He's
he's
definitely
waiting off
right
to the
there.
side.
We're just gonna
just
bring him over
making
here,
sure.
and he'll be just in a second. He'll be ready to cast this game for you of TF2. And if you're not a huge TF2 fan, that's okay. Keep watching. It's a fun game. We enjoy it here, obviously, and we'll try to keep it simple for you.
I mean, the game has been around for like 8 years, so if you haven't played it, be very surprised. But what most people are surprised about is that like TF2 actually has a competitive scene,
And that it's still going.
and that
after
it's
8
still
years.
going. I mean, we've been keeping it going for such a long time, and like it's for the people who play it, they love it, and it's for people who are watching it. It's like you get to see something that you wouldn't actually be able to do yourself. Like this rollout here coming from Paulson is just
That's right.
insanely fast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kermit, and I am casting some Team Fortress 2 from the Oz Fortress charity show match tournament. So we're watching Paulson right now as he launches some sticky bombs out towards the point. and let's just see who decides to take the round first. So, Zaka here, going to be doing a lot of damage with that, but he's getting bombed, and it looks as if your team, Pump and Dump, that is on the red side, is doing pretty well. A lot of blue players down from Impunity, of course, and so, actually, I'm finding out that talking like this doesn't really hurt my voice box very much, but it does make my jaw extremely tired because I have to move it around and rotate it like crazy. So, that's getting a little annoying here. I'm going to need a co-caster to pick up from me just for a second on this Spire.
Well,
It's if you want to take.
yeah, welcome. It fixes his jaw problems. We're seeing the scout from P&D here. Yuki is just going to blast his way in from the bottom right area. The Uber's going to come in and they're going to try and play onto the point, but the sentry is pushing them back a long, long way. And
it's a very good defense here, yeah. It looks like Yuki actually just sticking on that scout. And does manage to take on a soldier. He's just going to wrap right back out, though. He doesn't want to die in there, so I think that push is going to come back in fairly soon once again, and it means Team Impunity might just lose this round. Although, that's going to be a demo man getting caught out. I just realized when I raised my voice enough, I'm actually being picked up on 2 mics at once. There's a bit of an echo in here. So, oh wow, that's a lot of damage and a lot of time on that point, but not quite enough. Sounds like there is an Uber charge coming out from the blue team now, and they're going to walk out there. They don't even have to pop it yet. On defense here, they are getting a lot of kills and a lot of space just given to them. There is a sniper actually waiting for this, so it's like if he can spot, no, not going to go for that medic after all. He's just going to stop the scout from trying to capture the point.
Yeah, and that was all off the back of Gio and Fate kind of for such wonderful analysis. But Gio just walking into lobby, 2 rockets directly into Cubby, not much he could do. Yuki! Just
runs out.
Completely ignoring the fact that there's a scout and a soldier rocketing into him, just calm, composed, gets the fully charged body shot to take down Brulix. What a play.
Yeah, and with Brulix down, of course, that does mean there is no Uber charge at all for the blue team right now. So, Team Red, somehow, even with that advantage, looks like just because they're losing so many players, that's going to, oh, nice little air shot there from Zaka. That's going to push them back a little bit. They are going to try and go for that Spire once again. Of course, that's the second point, and if you kids want to count with me out there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is a 5CP map, which means, of course, whichever team pushes the other back to their last point and takes that last point away from them wins that round. We're playing 5 rounds here, and the red team is going to capture the Spire after all, so we're watching the Elmo cam, of course, as he tries to make something happen. It's just not meant to be, though. I'm pretty sure at this point that the red team, that's going to be Team Pump and Dump, is going to take this round with a couple of very nice kills. Boria jumping in here, and pretty soon there's going to be a lot of pressure on that final point.
They're surely going to be able to take this. There's only Brutalix left alive, and that's the first round in favor of P&D. And something I'm really interested in, Foz, is that we saw Yuki start this tournament off on Scout. He transitioned over to Demonman, swapping with Zaka. What's the story with Zaka? Is he as versatile a player as Yuki is? Are they comfortable making those switches?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, we've seen it showcase here tonight. They're just fine. I believe it's one of their regular players is not actually playing tonight. That's why Yuki and Zaka have been back and forth. It's actually to say that Yuki is the first casualty of this mid, and Jerk goes down as well before, just before getting a frag onto Elmo. So this is 4th Pump and Dump back. But yeah, I think Mr. Slynn alluded to it earlier. Yuki's just one of those players that can pretty much play any class and do fantastic at it. Because it really aggressive bomb from Aporia, getting Brulix, getting slammed in midair by Gio, but despite getting destroyed, he got a crucial kill there.
He did indeed. He managed to get the frag onto that medic. The medic, one of the most important classes, and since they don't have him alive anymore, he's waiting to respawn, just about connected with the rest of his team, just starting to heal them up. But there's so much more health on the board for our red team, P&D, and so they're going to be able to push forward. They also have that Uber charge. It's going to grant them a few seconds of invulnerability, depending on how many people they take in it. It's going to be about 8 seconds. They're moving forwards with Aporia and Zaka from this house area. They're wondering whether to pop it off or not, whether they can save it for a better engagement. Elmo going down, and Siblings in behind and might be able to get onto Cubby. He's actually forced that Uber charge out. Cubby having to use that Uber in order to keep himself alive.
Well done to them, of course. I'm going to try and back away a little bit from using the Kermit voice too much here because, I mean, obviously we want all the donations we can get, but we also don't want to annoy people off of the stream. And I think at least a few people might have found that a little bit off-putting. So we'll can that for now. You guys did get to use some Kermit voice, but do please keep the donations coming. You guys are fantastic so far. We're almost up to $139,000. And we want to get to a 200,000 if we possibly can by the end of this stream in something like 16 hours. Please, please, please open up your wallets. Get your friends to help out a little bit. We do right now, of course, have, it looks like Red once again pushing onto that final point. Pump and Dump looking really solid here against Immunity.
They absolutely are, and one of the things they're doing impeccably is being able to get onto Brutalix every single time with their Uber charge. And as Cubby builds it up now, it only builds when he's connected with a player, and so when he was disconnected there, it is not building. It is giving the rest of the Impunity team time to set up the defensive classes that they have, set up that sentry in the back left-hand side, and set up the sniper in a good position. But now moving forward with this Uber, they're going to be using it from the bottom right-hand side. I think they've managed to get in for free, actually. They're taking so much room, and Cubby pops it off. Afori is on the point! He caps it instantly.
Yeah, he saw that all of Impunity were out of play, so he was just like, you know what, guys, I'll just stand on the point. That's how you win rounds, that's how you win games. Impunity a bit slow to catch on there. So, Pump and Dump taking a 2-round lead. Something I believe that actually happened in our grand final before Impunity completely changed the tide of the battle here. So let's see if they can have a repeat of this, or if Pump and Dump will be the victors on this first map. And both teams trading sides here. Ran Siblings actually the first casualty. The next strike's really going to decide this, and Yuki takes down Madness. Things are looking terrible for Impunity as Zaka cleans up Elmo and Brutalix, Gio, and Gio, sorry. Paulson goes down to the scattergun shot. And there we go, that's the why. Pump and Dump looking incredibly aggressive here.
They're going to have that full Uber. Sorry, Sal. Yeah, go on.
No, I just wanted to ask, what's going on here with Impunity? Because you guys were talking them up as if they had this in the bag, weren't you?
Absolutely, yeah. They did win the previous grand final of the season, 3 maps to nothing. So the team of P&D here just really pulling it out and playing fantastically.
Yeah, good picks coming in from this Uber here with Yuki and Aporia, just picking those two up, and they're just going to come back in here, use that 6v4 man advantage, and try and convert something. Yuki goes down, but Smogglet on the point, forcing that pressure, forcing players to drop down and try and block that off, but Aporia able to get down in there, get that cap off, and that's going to be 3-0, Sal, and this is not what we were expecting from this match.
No, but I was expecting some good TF2, and that's what I'm seeing. Of course, you guys see these rollouts as every time they restart the new round, these demo men are just insanely fast across the map. It's the kind of thing where when you play competitive, one of the things you're kind of expected to do is know some of your rollouts and start learning those. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend trying out the competitive TF2 scene if you can. I think it's playcomp.com. It kind of explains...
Playcomp.tf.
Oh, .tf. I'm sorry. So playcomp.tf. Explains how to get involved in that if you're at all interested. Just play some pickup games, some simple stuff with your friends. It is a lot of fun to play in a little bit more of an organized format like this. Of course, these guys are at the very top of the Australian and New Zealand game. Elmo taking down the medic right there, which is a huge pick whenever you can get it. Teams have to defend those medics to keep the Ubers and keep things moving forward.
And is this the change in momentum that they need here, Foz? They managed to pick up the frag on Cubby, as Sal said, just at the end there, and so that means they have that full Uber to be able to push into last. It's a role reversal. They've got an opportunity to make the score 3-1. They're going to come in from the top left.
Nothing Brutalix.
And he drops his supercharge. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Of Madness not checking behind him, and fantastic play there from Zaka. You know, you gotta watch out for those traps.
Absolutely, he dies with the full Uber. That means that's such a bad situation for Impunity to be in, especially when it was looking so brilliant for them. Ran Sibling was trying to hide in a hiding spot there, but instead he's just going to back it off, fails his rocket jump, and is just going to be content with trying to defend this Spire.
Yeah, that's
Smog's about to assault.
That's such a bummer for them because they were in such a good position to just push into last with that Uber and actually get on the board. But now after dropping that Uber, they're going to reset here to the yard. But the way that Badlands works is that if you don't push out of your last point quickly enough, you're not actually going to have a chance to. So you see that Impunity is already in the yard, prepared to defend Spire, and PND is still back on their last point, so we'll see what happens. We're at a pause right now, though. Not quite sure what happened. We've been having technical difficulties on those servers on the Australian side tonight, so maybe one of the players dropped again. But
maybe it's monsoon season down there. I'm not sure what happens in Australia.
Maybe
exactly.
a kangaroo like hopped out of a bush and just like started beating people up, and
koalas started attacking.
Yeah,
I mean, that happens all the time down there, right?
A dingo ate my modem.
That's if we even have modems. Sadly, not sure if you guys know, we pretty much play with tin cans and string down here.
Oh,
That's like
man,
the
that is
height of
rough.
Australian technology.
yeah, that is rough.
Well, let me walk down some of the donations that have been made recently real quick, just so we can keep pumping you guys. Thank you for all of your support right now that you're giving to us, and really to One Step at a Time charity. All the money you're donating goes straight to a camp for children with cancer. Children's, did I just say that? Anyway,
Yep.
let's ignore that. We did get a $5 donation from Hunk Papa, aka Charlie Smith. A $5 donation saying, all I could afford this year, but hopefully next year I can donate. Went to similar camps for a different condition when I was young, and I can attest to how valuable this is for the affected kids. Your donations make a big difference, guys. Please
that's lovely.
open the wallets. $150 donation from Zeronius, aka Martin Mullen. No comments on that one, but thank you, Martin. $1.01. Hello from Raleigh, North Carolina. Franker Z. Let's see. I absolutely love what you're doing. Much love from Denmark. It's a $20 donation from Pasta Sauce. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name because it is Danish, and I am terrible. And let's see. We've got two more I've got to walk through. So $40 from Peter Osterbeck, Angry Warlock. He says, love that you guys are doing this. I really wish my... Sorry. That was not part of the... Let me restart this, guys. Love that you guys are doing this. My uncle passed away from cancer. It's a terrible disease, and I'm happy to help. When I told my parents, they even said they'd pay another $20 too. So here's $40 from us. TF2 is the best community ever.
That's so cool.
And then finally from Simply JPK, a $100 donation came in a little while ago. Simply JPK from Simply TF. Just Jump. I was busy during the Jump event, which I'll have to watch later, but I wish Tip of the Hats community a wonderful day. This wasn't my first donation, it won't be my last. It's a wonderful charity worthy of support. Glad to have been around to watch it grow.
Yeah, and like we said, we've been getting a lot of donations all day long, so if we missed your donation, we're really sorry. But it's been really great, the support that we've been getting for this cause and for Tip of the Hats and, you know, just for TF2 in general. Like, it's been awesome that we've been seeing all day long. And we're just getting close to the $140,000 mark, which is insane. You know, we're actually killing it. And you guys, it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you so much for supporting us throughout this. And we still have a lot of TF2 to come. So up next later on today, of course, after this grand final for this 6v6 Oz Fortress event, we have pubbing, we have NA versus EU 6v6, we have surfing, we have Dota Fortress, and a lot more personalities to hop on the stream. If you haven't catched us the last couple of days, or I guess yesterday, then you'll be sure to have a lot of fun here tonight. And it's been a good match so far. Like, going back into this one, this is the first match in a best of 3 on Badlands.
I love this image we're watching right now of this scout. His eyes are just bugging out of his head as he's flapping his arms there, floating midair. This is what happens on pauses. The Team Fortress engine, it is the old Source engine. It's a little bit old, and certain, you know, network activities like pauses, they cause glitches every now and then, which are fantastic to watch.
Yeah.
Because the famous in the air cycling as well. If you can find anybody trying to ride the unicycle in the air.
We're watching Zach, I think, right now.
I do have a... I have found that for the pool yet again, it seemed the medic of Team Impunity, Drudlix, ping spiked to about 500 or so. So it looks like they're going to have to grab a Merc. Once again, Australian internet proving to be the leading, you know, the best quality in the world.
Okay, so anyway, that's why we're frozen right now, guys. We are just waiting for them to find another medic. They will pop a sub in real quick here, and we will be back on our way shortly watching some more competitive TF2. For now, we just get to watch sparkly hats, which I think most TF2 viewers enjoy just as much, frankly.
Oh, yeah. TF2 is all about the hats.
It really is. Like this is a fashion show that they happen to be blowing each other up in as well, which really that's the only kind of fashion show I ever watch.
Sure. Well, they even have unusual weapons now, which is crazy. And I haven't seen too many of those, although we were watching the pub earlier tonight and a couple players had them.
Sweet.
And, yeah. And they have my favorite hat, which is the Potassium Bonnet, which is basically a banana hat. And they do have unusual variations of those. It's a very rare hat. It's not a laughing matter, Sideshow. Please. That hat is worth like $250. That is a very
this is one
valuable
of the
hat.
rarest of hats, you guys. It's so important for us to acknowledge just how rare and valuable and amazing these hats are here in TF2. I mean, that's if you're just joining us right now, this is Team Fortress 2, where all we talk about is hats.
You want something really rare and invaluable that'll also keep you warm. You want a quilt, though, Salaman.
Oh, that's true. We actually, so real life, we've got a quilt sitting here behind us in the studio right now. That's me and Mr. Slynn here in Chicago for the donation drive. One of the things that you can enter, is it a raffle, or is it like all the donations are entered into it automatically?
So you have donation incentives. So the way that it works is, if let's say you donate $40, you could actually allocate where the money goes and choose what things you want to participate in. So if you want unusuals, you can put your money into that. Or if you want the quilt, you can put your money into that. Or if you want TF2 items or a computer, or like hardware that we have, or like plushies that we got from Valve, like we have a Scout figurine that you can get I've never even seen before, or Twitch shirts. Actually, we have a couple Twitch shirts to give out.
Yes,
The purple ones, the
it's
rare
one of the
ones
that I'm wearing right now, actually, which is going to have some stank on it by the time we're done. But
actually, I would probably pay more for the Sal shirt.
So yes, you can put your money when you select in the donation tracker. You can select exactly what raffles you want to be entered in. Right now, also, we do have a timed raffle. As long as we are watching this OzFortress tournament, you can be put in, and I don't know how many hundreds of dollars worth of TF2 items are being raffled off, but a minimum of $5 entry gets you entered to that raffle. You're very likely to win something.
We got Stranges, Bill hats, like just tons of stuff. So it's really cool. And actually, most of those items were donated by you guys, the community.
That's right. It's all items that are donated that you can now win, and you can feel good about winning them too.
Now we're back into this match here. Impunity versus Pump and Dump. And 3-0 is the scoreline, but Impunity has a chance, like we were saying, to get back into this map. They beefed that Uber push, but here they are defending Spire.
Yeah, Mammoth with a great long-range scattergun kill to drop Cubby, and Sibling picking up Yuki as well, and Zarko going down. Foray managing to pick up Zero. Pretty good frag, but he's probably going to go down on about 20 health or so, and there we go, Manus with another long-range scattergun shot. So this could be what Impunity need to get back into the game here.
They're going to have a very large Ubercharge advantage to work with if Brutalix stays alive. I can see him warping around, actually. This is the lag spike you guys were talking about. Maybe he's going to get a chance to use this Ubercharge in, hopefully, because he does have that 100%, and Cubby has only just now spawned. So they're going to be trying to go into last. There's still 14 minutes on the clock. It looks like they're going to try and take this in through main, leading with the Demoman of Paulson. The Demoman can put out so much damage, has a load of projectiles that he can fire off, and it's going to be, he's going to be focusing down that sentry on the left-hand side. He's pinned everybody back into spawn as well with the sticky trap. They need to try and get the stickies off the point though, and as the scout comes onto it, Madness is going to cap it off there, and the score is 3-1. You did say, Foz, that they actually, in the Owl Grand Final, went down 2 rounds and came back into it. Maybe this is what they're doing here?
Hopefully, and Zaka a bit unlucky there. He had maybe another chance to get a sneaky sticky trap here. We had about 5 stickies laid up on the main entrance there, but just obviously the Uber came out a bit too early. And here we go into this next mid here. Paulson playing super safe in window here, not wanting to get too aggressive. And here we see Foray flying back across the point as Paulson gets a long-range sticky to take him up. Smoggler goes down as well, but Frag's been traded left and right. It could really go either way at this point. It really comes down to this next frag, and here we go. That's Elmo going down. This should be used for Impunity to lead as Zero tries to salvage some sort of frag onto the medic here, but unsuccessful as Yuki with a nice scattergun shot cleans him up.
There was an insane air shot in the middle of that by Zaka, actually. Zaka got a brilliant frag onto Ran Sibling as he flew across the screen with the pipe popping out of Zaka. He was able to get a brilliant air shot on him. The Ubercharges are up for both teams, so they both have those periods of invulnerability to use. Which team can use it better? And Apori has managed to force it out of Brutalix first. That means that he's going to have a slightly better one, but he's left his medic alone, and that could put them in a sticky situation. They've also lost their pocket of Josh, and there goes Aporia as well here. The flank from Ran Sibling really opens things up. They sandwich the pincer move in the choke, and everybody down apart from Yuki, who's going to come in behind. He's going to try and make something happen, trying to get onto Brutalix, actually. doesn't manage to find that frag. Brutalix
So
survives.
this is probably about, just because of the delay on our side, on the viewing side, this is probably about where Brutalix, and you can see on his screen right now, where he just has terrible ping. He's jumping around, rubber banding. So I think this is probably about where they start to sub him out.
Yeah, most likely. I think we'll probably see that at the end of this round, if this does in fact actually culminate in a round win for Team Impunity. They do have a sizable Uber advantage here, I believe, unless my
He
heart is
actually just
broken.
legged off the battlement. Yeah, he does have a quite sizable Uber advantage here, Brutalix. He just warped off the battlements there and ended up having to take a longer route, but it's not going to hurt them too much.
Yeah, we had Yuki up on sniper, taking a bunch of spam. Very lucky to jump out the area. Here we go, Uber, but it's getting denied so hard by the power of Yuki, doing fantastic work. And only now, as the sentry gone down, Yuki just decides to get some W mouse 1 action. And really great work from Yuki to pretty much stop the entire Uber, but it doesn't matter. The rest of the frags going away of Impunity, and they're probably going to clean out this round.
Only 2 players left alive. It's Zaki and Cubby's managed to get the Uber charge off, so they're going to be able to hold on to this for at least a few more seconds as they stand on that point. There's no way that Impunity can cap when Zaka and Cubby are literally stood on the point, but there we go, juggles him off. Olsen with the frag at the end there onto the medic as well, and they've made this 2-3 even with their laggy medic.
Yeah, and with about 10 minutes left in the clock, this can easily go either way.
This is an exciting game, guys. Of course, you saw the last-ditch defense there by an invulnerable medic and demo man. It's tough for a demo man to really effectively hit shots when you've got really highly mobile enemies like scouts and soldiers jumping around. He did a valiant job, but his teammates, just those respawn timers were too long, and so they did lose that round there. We've got a mid-fight going on right now with Aporia coming around, looks like trying to get behind the enemy medic, and he will, catching him out there inside the house. So good job at him. That's going to keep his team, I think, moving forward with the Uber advantage.
Yeah, we also had Brand Sibling behind, but not as successful as Aporia. But here we go, Jiro getting 3 frags onto, I believe, both scouts and the medic of Bump and Dump. So after a great bomb in from Aporia, Jiro just completely neutralizing the situation. We have a scout here, Smoggle, looking to be a bit aggressive, but he sees all of Impunity standing on that mid-fight and just decides to jump back onto Spy here. Not much he can really do in that situation.
Although the Scout is a very powerful class, the 3v1 is not something he's in a position to really take. But they've got a sniper on the board now from Yuki, who's going to be sat down and get the frag onto Brutalix, a fully charged body shot, 150 damage, the exact amount required to take Brutalix out of the fight, back into the respawn queue. And with Elma going down as well, this has set Team PND up for a great push into mid.
Yeah, Yuki proving himself to be the body shot king here. I believe same situation happened in the first round, just getting Brutalix, and here we go again, getting another great frag and putting a sizable advantage in the hands of Pump and Dump. They should be looking to push in here any second if they just grind the last few effects. But super up, we do have Brand Sibling in with a big bomb. The Aporia takes Sam Paulson and Smoggle cleans up the bombing Brand Sibling. Things are not looking too good for Impunity Heroes. Just jumps in really aggressively, gets cleaned up quite easily by Madness, who's looking for blood, but Zaka puts an end to that.
They lost 3 players there, trying to get the Uber charge out, but Cubby still has it, so he has a 40% advantage. That equates to about 15 seconds that they'll be able to have a window of opportunity to get onto the medic of Brutalix, but they can't find him anywhere, and having used that Uber charge, they only got 1 frag out of it. It's not too bad, 1 frag is enough as long as they manage to get the point as well. But Brutalix and the rest of the Impunity team are going to be in a position now where they could potentially...
Really fast!
Oh, that's nearly.
Skip jumped into last there, but Paulson too quick for him, just pressing that mouse 2 button and detonating those stickies for that insta-kill there. We have Zaka very aggressive and probably going to get caught out by Jew here. Questionable play by him, not playing anywhere near his team, but just manages to survive. And here we go, the Uber comes out. Smoggle is the only frag found. Oh, as Jew just misses a midi onto really those Yuki there. Zaka actually also finally gets taken out by Madness. So despite having quite a sizable Uber advantage, Pump did lose some crucial players for their team here.
Yeah, they've lost Smogler and Zaka, and with those players down, the Demoman very important for controlling the pace of the game. With those sticky traps, you can really control when the other team is allowed to come in and out of the chokes. but the Uber Chargers come out now. Aporia doing a ton of damage, but actually gets taken down by Ransibling before he can find the frag on the medic. And so even though the health and the players are really weak on Team Impunity, they're going to be able to rally in about 10 seconds as soon as this Ubercharge is up, and they've got some spawners, and they should be able to block this Spire, potentially push them mid as well, because they've still got all of that cap time. It takes a long time to decay. They're not actually going for this. I really thought that they should have played that perhaps a little aggressively, but with the spawns of Elmo and Paulson still not in, they opt just to hold last, and only now just peeking out.
Yeah, you're right, Ransibling with a fantastic body block, just saving his medic from what seemed to be a certain doom from Aporia. Really great stuff. But yeah, okay, here we finally see the Uber being used out here. Once again, leading on Giro, but all of Pumping managed to find out a nice fight from Bolton, managed to find out Yuki. Madness cleans up Jersey as well. Zaka also goes down. Despite Giro's initial Uber not doing that much, he finds so much space for his team to clean up all these frags here. And Aporia goes down as well. The Uber is finally used by Pump and Dump, but it looks like it'll be pretty disastrous as it's just Smorgler fighting out against 6 players, and Elmo takes him down with 2 clean shots here.
Yeah, it's having an Uber. I'm sure every pub player has known that one scary moment where the medic Ubers you and you're like an engineer or a scout against 10 guys. You're like, okay, I can maybe focus one of these guys down, but we have 8 seconds of Uber and then we got to run, right? And that's exactly what happened right there. It was just it was 1v5, and at these levels, it's really tough to get a kill when you were one Ubered scout against 5 guys.
It certainly is. There was nothing that he could do in that situation. Everybody's so weak on the P&D team. Josh is trying to block that Spire area as well. He's found himself in a position where he was face-to-face with Geo, but has managed to escape that situation. So they're holding last now with a significant Uber disadvantage and Aporia down. So the Uber is going to come in from the top left. It's going to be the Pocket and the Scout Uber. That's a lot of damage potential. And they've found the frag onto the Pyro straight away. The Pyro is so important for the defense. Look at this. The point. It is so close to being capped. They're just going to throw bodies onto it, see if they can get anyone on there. But I just tries to defend that. They do eventually succumb to the Team Impunity cap time. And they've managed to make this 3-3. They've definitely come back into it.
Tie game, guys. We are watching, Oz Fortress 6v6 here, and I hope that you are enjoying the games out there as our viewers as much as we are here in the casting booth and of course back at the homes. Please, please, please think about donating or donating again if you have already to Tip of the Hats charity. This is going straight to One Step Camp for kids with cancer to have a normal camp experience.
Yeah, we're already pretty close to our one of our donation goals was $140,000. We're like super close, and let's go through a couple donations here while we're at it. $10 from N. Gilly says, "This event is awesome." Yes, it is. Thank you. Another anonymous donation for $18 says, "Keep the good work." And Andrea, $50 says, "Big love to you guys. Keep up the great stream." And we have a great stream. We have a tie match right here where P&D could possibly close it out.
Yeah, Broodlix running away from mid, had 3 players chasing him. He managed to get past the 2 scouts, but Jerk with just a long range rocket picked him up. So again, things like, oh, Ransibling and Aporia creating fantastic shots on top of Spider. That's exactly what you want to see. And here we go, the Uber's used out here from Cubby on about 20 HP. Forced to use it, but there's nothing Zaka can do, and he had to jump all the way back into mid.
Perhaps some poor positioning there from the Demoman and Medic from P&D. They got caught out in that choke point and had to use their Uber charge. That's a real waste there. That's unfortunate. It's not what they wanted to do with that moment of invulnerability. Just use it for absolutely no benefit. But that's allowed Team Impunity to make their way further forwards. There's going to be a double bomb here from Aporia and Jerk, attempting to get onto all of these players, but they essentially did very, very little damage. And this is just going to provide IM with a great opportunity to push in. Geo leading this one forwards. Great rocket onto Zaka there. What a nice direct. And as he pushes this one forwards, there really is only the scout of Yuki left to do anything behind them. But he is miles away at the moment. He's going to slowly make his way back up. If he can maybe make a play onto Brutalix or get a frag behind. But things are almost winding up here. We've got 2.5 minutes left and it's still 3-3.
Yeah, a scout, Madness is finally going back from Yuki, who's on about 19 health, surely the rocket of Ransibling, and clean it up. But he's wasted so much time, forcing 3 players of Impunity all the way back to their second point. So really good juking by Yuki. Even though he didn't get a frag, he was so much time for his team to set up, which is, you know, definitely working in this game. And Madness rounds the corner, gets instantly dropped by a sticky trap of Zaka. This Uber from Impunity not looking too good, but Pumpendump have had to flash here, so Impunity will have slightly longer, and it's down to who gets the next frag, and that actually goes from Yuki onto Ran Sibling. But that doesn't fault Impunity, and they just keep rushing forward onto the second, forcing almost all of Pumpendump back into trash pit.
They're going to get pressured all the way back, but that's a great frag from Just Just, trying for a third as well onto Geo. He's only on 7 health, but his opponent Geo was on 18, so I mean very, very low health from both of those soldiers. They actually both managed to escape alive. Geo is now really the last player alive. Oh, and they both trade with each other once again. That
Such
is
a fitting end.
Yeah, that is just soldier life, isn't it? When you get stuck in one of those 1v1s, you do so much damage with your rockets, but you also take a lot of damage if you detonate the rocket really close to yourself. But they managed to trade frags there, and they're going to be moving forwards.
Yeah, we have 1 minute remaining and a significant Uber advantage in favor of Pumpendump. They just need to wait for all their players to be into position and go for it. In fact, they're not even waiting. Aporia with another skip jump. And once again, Paulson just getting on him immediately. I'm not really sure how I feel about this play. Bridlet does get taken out by Zaka, but Ren Sibling picks up 2 frags onto Smoglet and Yuki. What do you think of Aporia constantly doing those skip jump sideshow? I'm not really a fan myself.
Yeah, it's a little bit wasted unless they sync it up with some other play. If they sync it up with a scout going in at the same time, or he acts as a distraction for somebody else, then it can be a good play, but not if he's just going to throw his life away.
Well, there's not a lot of time left, I guess, on the clock right now. 30 seconds, and there is a heavy out there. There was a sentry. I think that obviously there's no way for Impunity to win this because they're backed up to the last point, so they just want to prevent Pumpendump from getting the easy victory here in the next 20 seconds.
And that's exactly what it looks like will happen, which means that for our first map of this best of 3 grand final, we're going to be going to a golden cap after Impunity managed to claw back a 3-0 lead from Pumpendump. Really great stuff from them. All of Pumpendump just decide to be lemming onto the point here and slowly get picked off one by one.
These teams are really giving it their all. I mean, it's been close back and forth TF2 action, and we're only on map 1. It's crazy to see this, actually, that both teams are just going ham.
Yeah, they're absolutely going all out. Of course, we love competitive TF2 almost as much as the players here do, and we hope that you guys back home do as well. The Tip of the Hats charity stream. We're all about providing you guys some entertainment today. So, I mean, this is a pretty enjoyable game so far, right? We've got 2 more maps of this potentially coming your way. I hope we get to see both of those maps.
Yeah, next will be Sunshine or Snakewater, and then maybe Sunshine would be the deciding map. But we should be going to a golden cap here. Actually, both teams should be ready up in a second here to see who comes up ahead in this map, right?
So the way a golden cap works, and you guys on air or on the online, I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's going to be whoever wins the cap first in this next 10-minute round here is going to win the game. So it's do or die, it's all or nothing right now for Impunity versus P&D.
It is indeed. This is what it comes down to on this first map of Badlands. Aporia's in from the valley area, but wow, Kobe being the first casualty is not good for them. That means there's no heals on the board whatsoever, but they have more fragging classes available, so that's put them in the situation where they really can win this fight if they go very aggressive. They need to negate the heal advantage that Impunity have just by going incredibly aggressive and trying to take all the frags straight away, but it looks like they've taken a little too long here, and Team Impunity just making sure that they are healing up and that everybody has their buffs, and they're going to be able to come back into this mid.
Oh, look at Yuki. Yuki's behind enemy lines.
That's pretty cheeky. Yeah. Goes for a trade there, does trade with Paulson, but it looks like the blue team here actually have control of middle once again, and that Uber advantage will be coming into play.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to put that on the back of Geo. When the Aporia and Yuki were both chasing down Bridlet, he got a fantastic prediction spam rocket. But as we said, the Uber actually used out by Bridlet. They managed to pick up the Demo Man and Zaka and get some position into lobby, but not actually that much else. And they will be able to possibly regain their position here, but Aporia is going very aggressive, but gets taken out by Geo. So really nice Uber there from Impunity, getting a crucial frag and getting a lot of space for their team.
Sure, and right now Impunity actually have control of the Spire. They have the number advantage, and they actually have an opportunity here to actually maybe get an Uber force. Cubby does have 90% Uber, so they're looking to maybe push out with this Uber advantage, but it's a really risky push out of last. I mean, we saw it in the previous matches where you could easily get back capped, and they don't want to risk that, so they're clearing all the doors here. Jersh is actually just making sure that bottom left is cleared out as Aporia clears out the drop down. Here he is out in yard, though. They look like they want to use this Uber. Aporia hitting big shots, taking down a soldier over there. Now he's heading towards the choke. Uber has not been used quite yet. This is actually decent for them.
Yeah, that was very well played. Very well played for them. The Uber is going to be up by Brutalix. Managed to negate the possibility of a back cap. Very well pushed out, and now they're going to use their Uber charge in. Aporia leading this one forwards. The Uber is also going to come out from Geo, but Aporia is trying to go in deep behind. No, he's just going to escape through that valley area, but they look like they really want to try and take this fight and choke them. Both teams have done quite a lot of damage to each other, and Jersh in with the flank is, oh sorry, Aporia in with the flank is going to find those frags. He gives his life for it, but a great amount of damage done, and he might have just opened things up for Zaka to spam in through that choke again and maybe get a bit more position for their team.
Yeah, the pockets of both team, Aporia and Geo, just going really ham there. I think they ended up trading out at the end, which is, again, another fitting end to a very impressive Uber v Uber fight they've got here. But here we go. Uber's relatively even, but Pumperdump slightly on the back foot here as they had a chance to take the middle point, but didn't quite go that way. And so now, this is really all in the hands of Impunity, as it looks like Grand Siblings potentially looking to bomb around. But no, they start to transition, and you see Geo just posturing. It looks like they might want to move it through flank side, and that's exactly what they're doing. They meet Jersh, but force him all the way back in forward spawn. And here we go. They've made it all the way to Gravebridge without meeting any resistance. Here we go. We might see an Uber, the Uber Drake. Oh, you're getting a fantastic rocket to clean up Aporia before Cubby could use the Uber. Fantastic DM from Geo there.
Yeah, and they're not done quite yet. They're actually exchanging fights with blows at each other here on the Spire. Good pick there by Zaka on top of the Spire with the sticky bombs, and another one here onto the Soldier. So more picks going the way of
B&D, yeah.
B&D, yeah, and actually they have a chance here to actually push back in the middle.
But
yeah, this is
going.
Madness absolutely is going ham right now. He did just get taken down, but no, I'm really liking the play out of P&D. They were pushed back up to their last point. They were in danger of losing the round, and now it looks like they may have a shot at mid here. They might turn it all the way back around and win it, which is a pretty incredible feat. I mean, that's a tough thing to do even in a pub, but in a 6v6 against insanely good players, you know that they're feeling the heat.
Yeah, the DM of all of these players is really quite incredible. They've been honing their skills for a long time. Most of these players will have been playing for many years, and spending a lot of time playing competitive TF2, playing deathmatch and MG and all of these things in order to hone their fragging abilities and their aim. So it's very difficult to get these frags in a game like this when everybody's at that level.
Also, it's super tense because whoever wins this round wins the entire map. So, you know, it's really coming down to this one push right here, and both teams have full Uber. They both have full numbers up, but they're not really wanting to risk anything here. You see a bit of an exchange in the house, but both teams are just backing up, playing it safe. The bomb comes in through choke, not successful, and maybe an opportunity for P&D to push.
Yeah, and that looked like exactly what's going to happen. Aporia starts making his way through house there, but it's met with so much spam from Geo, just forcing him back. Not letting him in. Here we go with Jersh. Missed one rocket. Brutally getting a fantastic surf away, surviving on about 60 HP. Jersh not able to connect with that other rocket, so neither Roma bombs really being that successful. So we go back to having an Uber v Uber stalemate. Impunity in control of this middle point here.
Team Impunity are going to take control of the resup area on Badlands though, and they've kind of flanked all the players from P&D. Oh, and Zaka goes down, as does Yuki. The Uber charge is popped off here from Cubby way before Brutalix has to pop his. It's been milked for so long here. He actually drops his pocket in an attempt to not even have to use the Uber charge. That's a great decision making from Brutalix. And as Jersh attempts to get things out, it looks like Team Impunity are in a great position to take this one. They have just got some spawners in here from P&D. They may be able to get some stickies on the point and blunt this for a small amount of time. Another spawner here from Aporia as Yuki goes down. down. They are getting people in very slowly to this team fight, but Team Impunity still finding all of the frags. Zaka goes down, and there it is. The golden cap and the map to Team Impunity.
Wow.
Fantastic
done.
first map there.
You know, it was really interesting because at the start of the map, we thought that P&D was going to absolutely, well, we thought that Impunity was going to win from the predictions prior to the match, but then Impunity really came out strong out of the starting gates.
They did.
And they were winning, like, what, 2-0, and then Impunity finally started figuring them out as the match went around and able to turn it around and actually come out with the lead there in golden caps. So that's the first map there, and we still have 2 more maps to go.
We'll be going to Snakewater next, which is another one of those 5 CP maps, right? So it's just going to be pushing back and forth. Hopefully Pump and Dump can do a little better. They started strong, and I think they crumbled just a little bit. Our casters were with us the whole time watching through that. We do want to remind you guys that you are watching the One Step at a Time Camp for Kids with Cancer charity live stream here at tipofthehats.org/donate. Please go and do that right now. We're going to, yeah, what's up? It's One Step Camp. I thought it was One Step at a Time. They've called it that in the past. It's a different charity. Well, it's for Children's Oncology Services. One Step Camp. If you look that up, you can see it's all on the Tip of the Hat site. Obviously, you can look that up yourself. I do want to go over a couple of the donations we've had come in recently because you guys are rocking it. We are almost to 140 grand right now for the camp, which is just fantastic. So. Let's see. Lazy Fingers comes in with $5. Loving the stream so far while I practice my rocket jumping. Keep up the good work. You know, with Lazy Fingers, I'm not sure how much rocket jump practicing he's really going to get in, but keep going.
That's why he needs to practice, though. He's the opposite of Lazy Fingers. He's active,
He's strong
proactive fingers.
We've got an anonymous donation of $20 came in a little while ago. Germany represent für die Kinder. And then King Ryzen came in with $20. Hat status tipped. And then, of course, let's see, we had Breddy, $20. Loving the stream, just had to donate during the Oz Fortress show match, which is, of course, what we're watching right now. Australia represent. Remember, you guys, if you need to see your memes, you need to see some shout-outs on the stream, you can actually split your donations if you want to. So $5 is the minimum to enter the raffle right now. But you could put in, if you wanted to put in $20 worth of $1 donations and just have me read 20 different things, I'll do it.
Well, meming is actually really easy when you think about it. Watch. OPOP.
Bam!
Boom.
Look at this guy.
Did it.
Speaking of rare, we were talking about rare hats earlier. You want some rare memes? Think of some rare Pepes. If we could bring a hand-drawn Pepe onto the stream right now, how rare would that be? Right? Okay. Enough of that though.
Jet fuel can't melt Froyotech dreams. The usual.
Oh man. We are going to have another map coming up very shortly for you guys. CP Snakewater. I am of course Salamancer. I'm here in the studio in Chicago with Mr. Slyn, and online with us are. Foslam. I swear I'll get this right. And Sideshow from the European and the Australian casting scenes. You guys have been rocking it up so far with the play-by-play and the commentary. So keep at it. Thank you very much. I think a lot of people are very, very appreciative of all that you do for us.
Got some hearts in the chat for that, too.
Yes, we did. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we have going on right now? We've got the $5 gets you into the raffle.
We still have that going on actually because this match has been going on for a while. So we're gonna see the what could be either the conclusion or the continuation of this best of 3 on Snakewater. So if Impunity win this next map, then they take the whole thing, and if Pump and Dump make the comeback, the reverse sweep, they could win Snakewater and then win Sunshine.
That's right.
And win the grand finals that way. So we have that, and then later on tonight we have pubs. And then we have some Source Filmmaker stuff that we're showing off, and
it's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
But guys, we want to see. I want to see in the chat right now. I'm actually watching it right here on this little device. I don't know what it is even. Samsung apparently. I'm watching the stream chat. I want to see who you guys think is going to win here on CP Snakewater. Is it going to be Pump and Dump, the underdogs, or is it going to be Team Impunity, who just came out on top last map? I mean. Let's see some predictions, and I think we're going to go live fairly soon here. So why don't we go over to our casters for their predictions?
Yeah, I'm going to be going with Pump and Dump for this one because I really want us to get taken to a third map. So perhaps it's just wishful thinking, but I think they can definitely do this.
Definitely. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I think Impunity are going to carry on their aggressive form, not wanting to let Pump and Dump beat them despite having a fantastic win over them just the other day. They want to continue their aggressive winning streak here. As we get on to our first mid-show, mid-sideshow, take it away.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching Van Sibling as he looks like he's the person to initiate. Going to be bombing in really deep, trying to get onto Cubby, and Geo in with the second bomb is going to be able to take him down. Yuki and Smoglet are the last hope really here, combining with Zaka. They can definitely do this. They have more fragging classes alive, but they don't have any heals, so any damage that they take is permanent for this fight. The pipes coming in from Zaka do a lot of damage, but they need to be combining these scouts. The focus fire from the scouts of Smoglet and Yuki was just not on point there, and whilst Yuki went for to get the Uber out of Brutalix, Smoglet was going for a frag on a scout, and if they combined together, perhaps they could have got the Uber out of Brutalix and maybe put the team in a slightly better position, but instead it's going to be Team Impunity holding onto that Uber charge, making their way forwards, and Yuki on Sniper.
Yeah, Porcelain and Elmo just played off each other so well. When everything looked in dire straits, they just had fantastic composure there to not even let their medic get caught. They were just doing such fantastic. Actually, Aporia picks off Yuki as the first frag as Impunity make their way to mid-fight. As the second point here, and Yuki's just lining up for a shot. Probably going to get taken down here on about 5 HP, but no one's able to clean this up. He's lining up again, but I don't think he has a good sight line on anyone. As I believe we just see Elmo try to rush in and force him back out, but to little avail as he takes so much damage. And oh, there we go, Geo getting a nice little frag onto Yuki there, which might be enough for Impunity to just say, hey, we want to push into loss here and take this first round.
Yeah, they should look to do so, actually. Even Ubers, they could just... Oh, here comes the pop on a scout top left here with the soldier in tow. The better Uber coming from Aporia. It's a great air shot there onto Elmo. And look at him juggling up the soldiers here in this upper lobby, hitting insane rockets, actually. Taking down Geo, and it's big trouble here for Impunity. They actually have a scout sneaking underneath. Zaka is there to cover that, though. It's actually looking pretty close. Which team's going to come out ahead here?
We do have a back cap very temporarily, but Van Sibling gets cleaned up by Zaka. Yuki getting a very crucial frag there onto Brutalix, as just before that, it looked like Madness was going ham for his team, taking down both soldiers of Pump and Dump.
Yeah, that flank from Yuki was brilliant just at the end of that fight, and that gives his team the Uber advantage, very important. That's a great advantage that you can use to be able to push out from the last point. They still need to be very careful for these back caps, or for the Team Impunity to just string them out a little bit. If they can try and bait the push out of them, they can maybe get a very cheap force of the Uber charge without really giving up too many players. That's what they've done here. They tried to get the Uber, but that's exactly what Aporia and Judge wanted. All of these frags here. The overextension from Team Impunity.
We have Van Sibling on the back cap, but...
Time 6 on second point, and they're going to be able to take this one forwards. Van Sibling is now just kind of stranded behind as well, and he's fairly useless to the rest of his team. He needs to be booking it towards this middle point to try and make something happen. If he can coordinate a play with the rest of his team, he might make something useful out of this, but they do know that he's behind.
It's actually a tough position for him to be in, too, and look at this, Yuki just found him right away. Part of the problem he has being behind there is he doesn't have a medic to heal him. He's got to go from health pack to health pack, and so I think his enemies knew that very well. They just they ran straight to that point and said, nope, we can move faster than you.
Goodness.
Oh, nice shot by Elmo.
Elmo is dominating right now.
Carrying his form over from his Hour 14 final way. Hits so many clutch headshots, but that doesn't look like it's going to fall. Pumping up against another, but we just see Aporia jumping in with his medic, but he's probably going to get cleaned up before Cubby can catch him, and now Cubby is trying to escape, Ubering himself. He's finally met up with Yuki, but a bit of a disastrous Uber there as Elmo goes absolutely ham, picking up 3 frags before the Uber even comes out.
Yeah, they just weren't coordinated. Poirier got a great kill on the medic, but then the Uber just wasn't on him, and they shouldn't have done that at all in the first place.
Yeah, he killed half the enemy team there with his sniper rifle. And when the half of your team is getting decimated by a single player, it's very difficult to do anything, even if the rest of your team plays it perfectly.
Yes, the Cubby was able to survive that, so we've got about a 30% add here on Brutalix, but it does not look like that's going to stop Impunity as they just come right in and force Pump and Dump off of the second point here, completely making them go all the way back to mid. Really nice aggressive play there from the scouts and soldiers of Impunity, buying their team a little bit more time here.
And it's a pretty close match thus far, and we do see PND with an opportunity to actually get aggressive, make something happen. They got a 20% Uber advantage, and that's doable here for them as they begin walking away to Poria. Right around this corner, surprises the scout, but isn't able to capitalize on that damage. But he is looking to peek in here as he just jumps right on top of the enemy medic, tries to get that Uber Force, does get it out of Brutalex, and then hops over to the Demo Man, misses an air shot, but he's making the enemy flash so many times before he goes down himself. So this could be trouble for him and his team. They back him down from the yard. Jersher there from the high ground in the window, just covering his team as Zaka, with the stick, he's able to defend himself from the scout. So actually PND gonna be able to retreat to middle, slow things down, and reset the push.
Definitely, that was a great surf by Brutalex as Aporia, I believe it was, jumping him. He did obviously get the frag out, but Brutalex just managing to find his way around those rockets and not having to use his Mega as soon as Pump Dump would have liked. But here we go, the double dodge regression in from Pump and Dump, getting so much room for that team, no frags, and in fact, the health slightly more favorable for Team Impunity as Ran Sibling goes in, trying to clean up. Elmo does find Zaka, but Ran Sibling gets cleaned up by the Scattergun and Smuggler. Judge with the flame gets Brutalex. This is a massive fight. It's really down to see if Impunity are going to go aggressive to try to get Cubby here, and that's exactly what Jiro is looking to do, hiding in Sorin here, but gets met with the scout of Yuki, so there's not much he can do. We do have Madness coming in as well, but he's probably going to get cleaned up. And yes, Yuki getting 2 fantastic frags now.
Yeah, they clean up both of the scouts from Team Impunity, and now they have that Uber charge to move forwards as well. The Sticky Trap finds Yuki on Scout, but that's not going to slow them down particularly. They still have a man advantage and a huge Uber charge advantage, so they can start getting time onto this point. They could even try and push all the way to last. They can push straight into the lobby here if they leave somebody to cap. The scouts, of course, have times 2 on the cap point, so leaving one of them behind wouldn't have been the worst idea in the world. They could definitely have done that, but instead taking it slightly slower, going to move down through that bottom area, and here comes the Uber charge. Zaka dropped straight away by Elmo once again.
And Madness finds another frag onto Jersh, and Ran Sibling gets one into Smogger. Cubby surely will die here too. Goes down to Elmo, but we do have a Pori hanging up on top of the point. Yuki's there with him, but Elmo and Madness clean up those final frags. The only surviving players on the field here.
Yeah, it is so hard to push that last point on Snakewater. This map just gives a lot of advantages, a lot of cover to the defenders, and it gives a lot of open space for snipers to try and pick people off, which is what we saw. Elmo started shutting that push down. Even as people were invincible, he found the one guy that wasn't and managed to shoot him down. So it hurts when you're pushing in 5v6, even when you've got a big Uber advantage like that, as we just saw.
It really does, because now you have to reset into the situation where it's evens, and they're actually trying to push the yard. Ran Sibling going for a sneaky play, though. Coming in from behind the blower. Can he get this flank out successfully? Does pick off a scout. Yuki, and another one there out of the demo. Zaka, and a third one here. Wow, look at that collapse from Impunity. Coming in, collapsing on the enemy team in the yard, and getting tons of frags here. They just completely wiped the enemy team. Big play there from Impunity.
Yeah, Ran Sibling with a 4K and Gio with the 2K. The soldiers of Impunity, fantastic work. And you're right, they've just completely sandwiched Pump and Dump with Ran Sibling making his way all the way around mid to cut them off in this lower area. This puts them in a great position to push second and even last year, but once again they need to watch out for Yuki up on Sniper, and Brutalex has dropped them quite a few times. So once he's a known quantity, I'd expect Brute to play far more cautiously, but no, he is actually in fact switched over to Engineer. But here we come, Uber's out from Geo. Gets a nice long-range rocket onto a Poro, but haven't found any frags so far. But here we go, the sentry gun's down. The rest of the players from Impunity start flooding in, but Giro picks up Elmo on the flank. We see Giro and Ran Sibling getting high ground, but now they have a heavy he can deal with. I'm really not sure if they're going to be able to continue this last push here.
If they brought perhaps one more player in with that Uber charge, they would have been in a great position to really play it slightly more aggressively, but for now they're just getting pinned back, and Yuki up on that heavy weapons guy is doing so much damage, and he's an absolute tank of a player. 450 health once he's buffed there, and there was nothing they could do to contest him. Brutalex destroyed in that cheese area by the soldier there from...
Yeah, Jersh was actually like, he's just running around and making plays, so it's actually quite interesting to see how this is going back and forth with these momentum swings, just bringing it from last point to last point, and it's still 0-0 here after many minutes of play, and actually it's interesting to see who's going to come out on top, but we do see that Pump It Up is down a player, so this is an opportunity for Impunity to maybe get their way in the middle.
Yeah, and Paulson got some really nice long-range diggers, I think it was, onto Cobby, dropping him down to about 60 health, while Really no position, and Gio getting a nice rocket straight into Aporia. This is not looking good for Pumperdom as Elmo runs into Zaka, brings him up. Yuki finds one onto Ren Sibling, but him and Smoggle get taken down by the two scouts, and it's just Jurk and his medic survive, even though they have Uber. Things are not looking good. Gio in with a great bomb, but not able to do much with it, but at least they force them all the way out to last here.
With both of those scouts going down, they are missing a lot of damage and cleanup potential. The scouts have got very specific roles in competitive TF2 as being players that can do a lot of damage at very close range, but also have that vast amount of mobility. So they're able to get so much cleanup. And look at that, Yuki switching over to an off-class of Sniper, instantly finds the pocket of Gio. He's going to be peeking out on this window area once again, charging up his shot, charging up this body shot. Does manage to take down Elmo as well. He's looking for a third target. I think he spotted the head of Paulson there just for a small second. Pops off the shot.
Oh my goodness.
Big
drop.
Cubby on about 60 HP there, looking to try and hold, but Paulson with that perfectly placed sticky, dropping him, finding another frag, and when things were looking so good off the back of Yugi's plays, Paulson is clutching it. This is probably going to be the first round in favor of Infinity if they can close out this round win, but Pumperdom is still building up quite a big fight here. Gio is actually the first casualty.
That's just a tough mistake. You can't really make those kinds of mistakes at this level if you're going to stay in it. I mean, dropping an Uber like that is going to cost your team a round, but it's that they're actually, surprisingly, with these respawners, are able to come in and hold that off. I don't know how they did it, but everyone just collapsed in and got frags amazingly. So PND somehow are fighting on second point again despite that mistake.
Yeah, Team Impunity seem to have a real problem with pushing last on Snakewater, actually. This is the second or third time that they've failed it in the same kind of way, pushing down the left-hand side and focusing the spawn door instead. They're committing 3 or 4 people to the spawn door on the left-hand side instead of either playing the point or pushing across the right-hand side. So they certainly need to mix it up, maybe think of a different way to push Snakewater last the next time they're there. But for now, PND have dodged a bullet. The score is still 0-0. The time on the clock, 12.5 minutes remaining. Both of these teams have their Ubers. They're just going to be spamming each other to see whether they can get a bit of position. And Team Impunity making their way over this grassy area.
Well, Ren Sibling, though, in the saw, gets that pick. And now it's going to allow his team to push in towards through the yard. You see them moving towards second point.
Ubers are popped.
And it's looking pretty dire here for Impunity. A little bit of a mistake. Lost a couple players. Zaka getting so aggressive, trying to punish the medic, and does get the pick on the Brutalix. Big pick there. The only person left is Gio, and he's not really in a position to do that much. He's trying to cheese them from Catwalk here, but they know where he is, and he's in a lot of trouble now.
He certainly is.
That was a fantastic... Oh, gets Yuki, which is a bit of a saving grace there, but that was a fantastic flank there by Jurk, getting so much damage, and I think picking up 3 frags, and allow the rest of Pumperdom to clean up on all that damage. You'll see with Zaka just jumping in and finishing off Yuki. As Ren Sibling actually goes down now to Aporia, things are not looking good for Impunity. The scout of Elmo might get chased out here, but it survives with about 70 HP. So when things were looking fantastic, Impunity is completely gone the other way. And now we see Pumperdom looking to push his second point with about a 40% Uber advantage.
Yeah. If you've joined us recently, this is 6 versus 6. It's the Australian and New Zealander scene. Some of the very best players from over there putting on a show match for you guys for the Tip of the Hats charity benefiting One Step Camp.
Yeah, and we've actually raised a ridiculous amount of money so far, $139,000, but we still have a long ways to go. We love your support. And we're actually at the second map here in a best of 3. Punity won the first map in a golden cap situation, 4-3. And it's still 0-0 here after like a ridiculous amount of back and forth gameplay. And now we see P&D in a situation where they were pushing 4th point, but now they actually can go back in here. Aporia trying to make some space for his team, clearing that off from the shack. And Gio, though, doesn't want to give that up. He's fighting tooth and nail for this point, and both teams are just going back and forth out here. You do see Aporia going down on the sync rocket there from Gio. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, now go off the back is Gio originally, I think, dropped Zaka down to about 20 HP with such fantastic command. Gio is sent into the skybox, and surely he'll get cleaned up here, going to the escape plan kill, but Paulson says no thank you to that. And now Impunity with a 2-player advantage, pushing into second here. Surely Smallbit will go down. Ren Sibling with the fling, picks up Cubby. Fantastic work from him. And again, this round is ridiculously back and forth. It is so hard to tell what's happening, as we actually have Aporia hiding in kitchen here, but Zero is surely going to take him down with a nice rocket there at the end.
Yeah, and it's a situation now where Impunity, they've been going back and forth, but now they're finally snowballing this into a larger lead. They got 4 picks, they got control of middle, and they got the medic. That's the most important part there, because now Brutalix has a huge Uber advantage. They're going to get that 4th point likely for free. You can already see that pumping up. They're just giving up on it. They're just setting up last point. They got a heavy, they got a sentry, which needs some time to build, so they're going to get this 4th point for free. And then Impunity, if they play their cards right here, they should be able to roll this into last, take out the sentry gun with the Uber, and maybe get this first round. But we've seen them fail this push many times before. But here it comes now. They catch out the Devilman underneath Zaka in trouble, but they finally discover that there's a sentry there, and they haven't taken it down quite yet.
They need to start putting damage on that left-hand side. The sentry has actually been moved in an attempt to save it there. Yuki picking up the sentry gun, but he's going to go down at the same time. They're going to be able to float onto the point here, and this is what they weren't doing beforehand. They weren't playing the point, and that play secures them the round. Team Impunity coming out with the 1-0 lead, and that was so backwards and forwards, but as you say, Mr. Slim, they snowballed it right at the end there for a 1-0 lead, and there's 9 minutes remaining. If we have another round like the previous one, then the score will be 1-0 at the end.
That's right.
But P&D are going to want to come back in.
We're at $139,000 and 620, I should say, dollars. We are $19 donations away, for example, from $140,000, which is a major donation goal. You can help kids with cancer enjoy their summer camp. Donate now at tipofthehats.org/donate and enjoy this amazing series of games here from Australia's top players.
And that's a big milestone. That's fantastic.
Oh, wow. Big bomb there from Ren Sibling. Able to pick up a couple frags of his own. And that kind of pressure when you bomb like that forces so many players to turn around and focus you down. That actually just allows the rest of the team to move up. So not only is he getting picks, but he's actually creating so much space for his team, relieving pressure off of them. And look at this happening now. Impunity just moving in, easily getting this 4th point. And again, they got the medic, so it's going to be the same situation as last time, except for P&D they don't have the time to set up the sentry gun or the heavy. So they're in a really bad spot.
Yuki still deciding to go for that sentry plan. We actually have Smorgler up on Sniper for, I believe, the first time. No, Yuki realizes it's a poor mistake, and then Blackjay swaps over to Pyro. Something that if they do push out on this right shot, it can be fantastic at completely stealing this Uber. But Impunity looking like they're going to push out any second here. I think they're just waiting for the play. Yes, the Uber comes out, leading on the scout, but Yuki stuffing so much of that Uber, doing a fantastic job. Still hasn't even been taken out yet. But they put so much of pumping them back into spawn here. They pick up Zaka, they pick up Aporia. They are in fantastic position. It's just how the rest of these frags play out. And here we go, one onto Jerk. Cubby and Smorgler will surely get taken out too. And yes, here we go. After such a close back and forth first round, Impunity with about a 1-minute round to take the 2-0 lead.
It just goes to show you how important momentum is in this game. It's all about your mentality. It's all about your mindset going to the next map. And if you think, oh yeah, you know, we lost this first one, let's get back into it. Well, maybe the momentum is going for your team so much that you could just easily pick up a second round like that. And now there's not that much time left for P&D to pick up 2 rounds of their own.
Yeah, I'm watching Josh to see if they initiate with any large aggression on this first mid-fight. He's trying to put a little bit of damage onto Madness on that left-hand side. The first frag is going to go in favor of Aporia, though, and then it's a flurry of them afterwards. Everybody apart from Brutalix down from that IM side, and Impunity collapsed. Not a single player dead from P&D, and everybody. It was a massacre there on that mid-fight, and they are looking strong to take this 2-1.
Guys, that does mean if we are pretty close to the end of this game, actually, and if this game gets over, we may in fact be out of time just because if Impunity wins it, they will win the series. That means you are running out of time for the raffle. So get your raffle tickets in right now. Your donation goes towards the auto raffle that's happening. A good round by Pump and Dump here to bring it 2-1. But get your donations in for the raffle that's happening right now. A bunch of TF2 items, amazing stuff being auctioned off. A bunch of Stranges, a bunch of kill streak weapons, that kind of thing is going right now.
Yeah, I believe you need to donate at least $5 to be entered into that as well. So looks like we're entering here into the 4th round. A big one for both teams. Sideshow, I'll let you take this one.
I'm watching Paulson as he trades damage across the point with his opposing Demoman of Zaka. Ren Sibling is in that kitchen area, as we call it, on the mid-fight as well. That's a small room off to the side of the mid. He's going to bide his time and wait for the perfect opportunity to come out, but that's a nice shot from Geo onto Josh to take him out. he actually loses his life for it. And Sibling still pestering them behind. Gonna come up behind Zaka, take him out, but can't quite get onto. Oh, here he goes, Kobe and Yuki, and he's trying to get onto Kobe there with the escape plan just at the end, but it's gonna be Madness who comes in and finishes him off. Yuki can do nothing to defend his medic there. Does manage to clean up the frags, but a little bit too late perhaps. There's 5 minutes remaining, and that overcharge advantage, the medic advantage for Team Impunity is going to be a very difficult thing to fight against.
Yeah, that mid-fight was just a war of attrition. It was so back and forth, and really nothing looked like it was happening, but just frag after frag fell in way of Impunity as it really looked like Pumpendom were crumbling. They didn't really seem to have a plan that mid, and it just went terribly wrong. We do have Yuki on the flank taking out Grand Sibling, so nice little trade from him, but probably not the best of decision as the rest of Impunity start flooding forward. And it looks all brutal, it dropped down to about 17 HP. I have no idea how that happened. But the Uber is forced up really early, but a nice rocket from Fury cleans up Cubby. And we might see Impunity taking a third round to make a clean up these drags, but just doing a fantastic job getting so much damage to Elmo, cleaning up on all these weak players. It's just he's alive, and Madness cleans him up, and here we go. Impunity 3-1.
I mean, Impunity are just looking so good right now. They're doing a great job of getting pressure on the enemy team, and you can see it when you look at the medics. Cubby keeps going down, and Brutalex is just having a pleasant walk through the park here. No pressure on him at all, and he's able to just keep that Uber up long enough for him to just use it into last and convert that round. And now they're in a situation where they're up 3-1, 3 minutes left on the clock, and PND are under a lot of pressure to try and convert this round for themselves.
And you are under a lot of pressure too as the viewers. If you want to get in on that raffle, you've got 3 minutes left. tipofthehats.org/donate. I'm not exactly sure when the auto raffle actually ends, but if it may very well be just shut down in 3 minutes, at which point we will start selecting some winners from that one. I'm not sure when they get announced, but it will happen. So if you want to get in on that right now, get those donations in, get your raffle tickets, because this game is very close to over, and it could mean the series is over.
Yeah, Team PND here did have an opportunity to get back into the game. A minute per round is about the fastest that you can cap in competitive TF2, but that means that there still has to be 2 minutes on the board in order for them to take it to a golden cap and potentially win here on Snakewater. But as the time ticks down, we're up to 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Unless they manage to win a fight here in the next few seconds, really, they don't even really have a minute to start turning it around. Then they are in dire straits, and it'll look like Impunity are doing well. Nice shot from Geo to take down Zaka as well. They have forced the overcharge, so that's a positive for them. But with Aporia going down as well, they are stuck on their last point here, and things are not looking good. They essentially have another minute and 11 seconds to get around.
Look at Paulson right now, going with the Scottish Resistance, no, not the locker mode.
Yeah.
What's that cannon called?
Loose cannon?
The loose cannon. I think he knows what's going on here just as well as the rest of us do, which is to say, Impunity seem to have beaten Pump and Dump once again.
And they're the favorites coming into this matchup, and they're looking so good. But look at this Uber exchange right now as PND try and salvage the rest of this round if they can. They do get the pick on the medic, but look at that back cap coming on to last, and that's going to be a 4th round there. Elmo, sneaky little
red guy, that little Muppet.
That Muppet.
And with a 4-1 lead, I think it's fairly safe to say GG Impunity win this little Oz Fortress show match for Tip of the Hats 2015, continuing their strong form.
We are so close to $140,000 right now. If we can get that before the end of the hour in 20 minutes, that'll be 8 a.m. rolling around here in Chicago time, and we will have 140 grand. That means we were that much closer to $200,000. Thank you so much to everybody who has donated and gone huge during this game right now, during the whole Oz Fortress series that we have been watching. We're glad you joined us here. I am, of course, Sal. Joining me here in the studio is Mr. Slyn. Sideshow has been casting from Europe, and Foslam has been casting from Australia. Thank you guys so much for your help, too. Let's close it out.
Yeah, it's been fantastic to be able to cast, and for the Australian TF2 community to be involved with such a fantastic charity event. Like you guys have said, you've raised such a fantastic amount of money, like already smashed last year's record, and there's still so much time to go. I just want to see people keep donating and donating, and you know, hopefully we can hit that 200K mark, which would just be fantastic.
It will be unbelievable. It's been a great pleasure doing all of this for such a wonderful cause. I've already donated. I want to get my hands on that quilt. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm sat here shivering in need of a quilt, and that TF2 quilt just looks amazing. I can't wait for it to be properly unveiled as well. It's kind of been hanging up with only the back showing for the moment. I want it to be unveiled in all its glory at some point as well. But yeah, a fantastic cause, and I'm glad to take part.
Well, congratulations to Impunity for winning our little exhibition show match here, and honestly, thank you so much to all the teams participating and contributing. And Tip of the Hats is really unique because it gives us an opportunity to present the best of like every little facet within TF2.
Yeah.
The best jumpers, the best surfers, the best 6v6 players, Highlander players.
The best pubbers. Absolutely
yeah.
the best
And
pubbers.
even later on today, we're going to do an uncrating session.
The best
So
uncraters. Truck is the best uncrater in the world, so I hear.
we had Man vs. Machine earlier tonight, and they didn't drop a single dollar.
Nice.
They got the achievement.
Nice.
The best. The best. Only the best for you guys here at Tip of the Hats. And we thank you so much for joining us today. And continuing on as we go through this. And again, big shout out to our casters and everyone who's helping out. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you guys for your donations. I'm sure the kids out there thank you too. The One Step Camp is going to be very happy to receive everything that we're putting together for them so far. We've still got more raffles. We've still got more incentives for you guys. So, and of course, if you have donated a total of $20, you get that in-game pin.
Right?
Always a plus.
In-game item, you know, just for Tip of the Hats only. So, yeah, at least $20 will get you that. And also just put your money towards different donation incentives that we have. But we have a lot of events lined up for you guys throughout the day, so we hope you'll stay with us. We hope you'll join us for some more events later on. We're going to actually go to a short little break after this. We've been casting for quite some time now, so we're going to
I don't know. I could go for another 6 to 8 hours, maybe.
We're going to take a quick break, and then after this, we're going to come back with some pubs, and then we'll tell you guys the rest of the schedule when we come back. But thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in a bit.
Stay tuned. Tip of the Hats all day.